Yes, Johnny Cash doing Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode. Good morning, everybody. I guess we do Personal Jesus because we had a nice discussion about Russell Brand's documentary last night with the director. And Russell Brand used to use that as his walk-on music, the original, not the Johnny Cash version. Right. So that's how we start today. Love Johnny Cash. Love him. And I thank Jim Norton for, turning me on to some of the deeper stuff from Johnny Cash back in the day.
I just enjoy him.
When you used to have that cassette. I think it was a cassette back then in your car with a whole bunch of Johnny Cash songs when we would tool around a bit. Yeah. What did you think of that director last night, Justin?
I thought she was great.
We were trying to tell Jimmy about it a little bit.
She was great.
There's a Russell Brand movie coming out, a documentary called The Second Coming.
Yep.
And Russell Brand, it's an interesting story. He's not promoting this thing. And people are wondering, why isn't he promoting this movie? And she was kind of being nice about the whole thing last night, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But she kind of hinted like, look, he just bailed and doesn't want anything to do with my movie anymore.
It sounded like that the process of making the movie was a fist fight, but she knew it was going to be a fist fight going into it.
Yeah, because he tends to be difficult at times.
Right.
He's an egomaniac. He's a narcissist, and he's also brilliant.
Yeah.
I've always loved Russell Brand. And the movie is really, really good.
Yeah,
and it's too bad that he's not out there promoting it whatsoever. He's completely blowing it off.
I think it's because it's so personal to him. It doesn't make him look foolish or anything. It just makes him look human, and I think that's the part that he's having trouble with.
But why not look human?
Because I think he had said to her, I don't remember if she mentioned this on the show or off, but like he already went through those tough things once. He doesn't want to look at him again.
Right, but
I think it's very important considering where he's going with his life.
Exactly.
Because now he's getting into activism big time.
Right.
Yeah.
And it shows like, I'm a human being. I'm flawed.
Right.
I thought Hollywood would bring me happiness. I thought marrying a pop star would bring me happiness. I thought all the money I was making would bring me happiness, and in the end, it did not do that.
That's right.
And he's kind of blown off that whole world and has moved into like a lot of yoga and meditation, and he's got gurus and whatnot, and he's trying to get things done in the world.
Yeah. And the director, Andi Timoner, is going to London right now for the premiere, and she's hoping that somehow
he shows up.
Yeah,
that
she
he
reached
shows
out
up.
to him, but I don't think they've spoken since February.
No, there's a great scene in this movie where Russell Brand's with his dad, and his dad is kind of one of these, kind of like one of these me type of guys. So there's no surprise why Russell Brand went into entertainment to try to get some attention. And Russell Brand, I forgot the exact point he was making, but they're in a limo. And Russell Brand is talking really very deeply. If you could help me out on what he was talking about. But he's really getting into some deep concept. And his dad's like, wait, is this the way to go? Shouldn't we be? And he's trying to figure out if they're heading in the right direction to where they were going that day. And the look on Russell Brand's face just tells you everything you need to know as far as his relationship goes with his dad. And then he tries again, and his dad's like, wait, hold on, Russell. I don't think this is the right way. And Russell just gives up. And then his father tries to go back to the conversation, and Russell's just like, forget it, man.
His father's like,
forget it.
And his father's like, stop moping around.
Yeah, then the father calls him out for moping around.
Right.
Like, completely unaware that Russell was making a pretty heavy point in that car, or trying to.
Right.
So, and the director, she only got to film Russell and the father for 10 minutes and got that scene.
Yeah.
Because Russell Brand decided to this is what she said off the air. Fuck it. Russell Brand decided to punish her that day for whatever reason. Russell was going to talk to his father for the first time in a long time, and she was all excited, like, I'm going to get some great footage. And Russell goes, could you be in the follow car or whatever she called it.
Yep.
So she had to follow them in another car without the cameras and without the crew as Russell Brand's talking to his father for the first time in a while. And then finally he's like, all right, you can come into this car with us. And she only got like 10 minutes to try to film and get a little piece of the story there.
Well, at least we got in a little while. That's good. They filmed all over Sirius. At least we got in the documentary.
Yeah, I kind of called her out on that because they did film for this film in this studio. And I remember after that, Russell Brand and his crew was walking down the hall, and he said, wow, that was really good. We're going to have to use some of that stuff. And I got all excited, like, ooh, we're going to be in a movie. And no, they used some out cue stuff with Larry. They used some Sway stuff.
Yeah.
And they used a town hall that Russell Brand did, all here at Sirius XM, and we did not make the final cut.
And did he do 4 things here at Sirius, and 3 of them made the film?
I believe so, yeah. Maybe he did other interviews, I don't know. So, whatever, it's fine. It's still a very good film.
That's monumentally humiliating.
It kind of is. I mean,
It's humiliating.
She did say it was about the lighting in the room.
Of course, she's going to say. She has to say something.
yeah, you can fix that in post. And then she was trying to say,
You can't fix that in post.
You can fix
Yeah, you
lighting
can.
in post.
You can brighten it up in
For the
post.
most part, you can. And then she said the angles were all wrong. You had a lot of people in here. I don't know. I think she was trying to be nice to us. But whatever. There's another scene in the movie where Russell Brand was doing some kind of protesting in London back a bunch of years ago. He wasn't that famous at this point, and he got completely naked to make his point. And I thought that footage has been around for a while. She said, no, man, as we were making this film, that footage popped up, and I wanted to use it in the film, and Russell Brand was begging her to not use that footage. Anything deeply personal he wanted out of this film. And she's like, it's too important. So she put it in the film, but she cubed out his dick.
Does he have a little dick?
I don't know.
She didn't say.
I'm surprised he doesn't want that in, because he seems like a pretty open book. He talks about doing heroin and all
Dude,
that
they
shit.
show it.
He gave her footage of it.
There's
There's footage in the film of him just doing heroin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a lot, like many different ways.
Used to tape him while he was getting high.
Yeah, he's like in bathroom stalls and in different areas, like lighting up tinfoil and doing all kinds of drugs. But he has a problem with standing on top of a van, waving a flag and getting naked, even though she blocked his penis.
And even though it was a big deal at the time. And then there's another scene, and then we can move on. When he was promoting that book, Revolution, they got footage of him in the bathroom at the View. He wouldn't come out because he was really nervous and having whatever. I don't know if it was anxiety, a panic attack, or something. But he was getting himself together in the bathroom before going on the View. And they show that in the movie, and Russell's wanted that out as well.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, it's great to see the complete picture of who this person is, scars and all.
Yeah, I'd rather see that than just a fluff piece on something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's really a good film. What proves it's a good film is that she didn't really take everything out that he wanted.
Well, she had full creative control. That was the only way she would do the movie.
Which, pissed him off to the point where he has separated himself from the project.
They went through 5 directors. He was a director at one point. Oliver Stone was a director at one point. The 2 guys who directed Finders Keepers.
That's the movie about the guy and his leg.
Yeah.
And the one guy not giving his leg back to the original owner.
And ultimately it went to
Lost
her.
it in a plane crash.
And the only way she would agree to do it is if she had full creative control.
Yeah. And then there was another scene that she did take out. She was telling us behind the scenes where they go through Katy Perry's closet. And he's at this point in his life where he's like, this is wasteful, and what does this all mean? And then he's going through her closet and seeing just all this stuff. And basically saying, wow, what are we doing? We don't need all this stuff as people are, starving around the world and whatnot.
So there's a pretty good scene where they're being interviewed, Russell and Katy Perry, and he's talking about wanting to do good, and we don't need all this stuff. We should change our ways. And she's like, well, I don't want to lose all this stuff. I like all this stuff. And then when the cameras go off, you see her like knocking the cameras and knocking like the lighting setup, and he's like, no, don't do that. And then soon after they split up. He texts her that they're together.
And supposedly Russell told the director that he didn't just text her to split up the marriage, but she said last night that she didn't believe him, that she really believes that he did just text her.
Then how did people not just idolize him? He broke up with fucking Katy Perry by text?
Yeah.
That's pretty
How is he
amazing.
not everybody's favorite comedian and person?
Exactly.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Exactly.
The balls to fucking break up with her by text.
Yeah.
She's one of the biggest stars on earth, and he's just like, all right, I have to end this. And he followed up with an LOLZ. Fucking awesome.
You love him now, right?
Yeah.
And then another...
He's an odd bird, as they say. But he's
Do you
a
believe
decent
him?
guy. Yes.
Do you believe that he wants to change and he's not into all that money and fame and all that? And
I think it's a combination. I think you get into it like, yeah, man, you want to be famous, and of course he does. But he's an ex-dope addict, and he probably figures, look, I could be dead, and here I am with all this shit, and these people have nothing. Like, yeah, he probably has a conscience.
And he knows fame is fleeting, so you get the impression through this movie and talking to the director that he wants fame that goes on way past you're gone from this planet,
Right.
Which happened to obviously Gandhi and the rest of them. So.
Yeah, I don't know if he needs to worry about that. I mean, it's just like sometimes you want to make sure that you do what you're good at too. Like, you're a comedian and that's what your thing is, and and you can act. So do that and help people. There's no reason to not do both. You don't have to make a decision where it's like, okay, I'm throwing this all out.
Yeah.
Because I want to. I mean, I would see it though, because I do like him.
It's one other thing that she had a 45-second montage of home movies with Russell Brand and Katy Perry, and she's like, "This is great," and really shows, your love for this woman. And he wanted that out as well. He's like, "I know how much I loved her. I don't need to, show everybody else that." So he was pushing to get all that personal stuff cut out of a movie about his life.
Documentaries are hard, though. I mean, my documentary maker has given me flack
Oh, you
about
got a
stuff.
Really?
I didn't
like
know
what?
you were working on a documentary.
Yeah, because I wanted to, like I told you, we talked about smiling the other day, and I wanted it to just be Jimmy Smiles, where it's just footage of me smiling at people and making them feel joy.
That's nice.
Yes, it is.
How long is the film going to be?
It has not been a lot of footage so far.
Oh, no.
No. No, it's not.
Just a couple minutes, tops?
Yes. I'm asking if you can cut out all the scenes where I'm on, like, Craigslist and Backpage. Can you take all those hours wasted of me alone in my fucking apartment, just edging by myself, wondering what happened at age 47?
Wow. All right. Maybe you could slow-mo the footage to make it, stretch it out.
Stretch out those smiles.
out
Yeah,
the
Jimmy
smile.
Smiles.
What happened in Monday Night Football?
Did you guys see it?
I
I
did
did
not,
not, because
no.
after the show last night, I went home and crashed.
I was in karate class.
You were in karate class?
Yeah.
Karate class?
Yeah. I teach one.
You teach karate?
I do.
What is going on?
I've been teaching karate on Mondays for years.
What kind of karate?
Just basically show up, fucking chopping and stuff.
But, I mean, are you following some
mostly
discipline?
chopping?
Or
Chopping, yeah, that's what karate is. You
is
fucking
it called
chop
just
like a-
chopping and stuff?
I love
It's called
the
karate.
inside technical terms.
I think you should call it chopping and stuff with Jim Norton.
Chopping and stuff.
Chopping and stuff. Monday nights with Jim Norton.
Yeah. Well, they also have.
Do you have
football
belts?
What's that?
Do you have special belts in your karate class?
Yes, we do. Yes, but they're all around the rafter for the fucking teacher. Sees the writing on the wall. What happened on Monday Night Football?
So
That was a bad call by the old ref.
on. Yeah. This is the end of the game, and Detroit's down by 3, and they're driving. I'll show the play first, and then I guess we can talk about it.
Detroit's driving with, okay.
3rd and 151. Plenty of time in the fourth quarter.
Hey, why don't
Yeah.
you call this? Jimmy,
How many timeouts? Looks like the defense is right there, ready to go, and they're going to hike the ball. And there he is. He's back to pass. He throws. It's caught, and he's driving in. Oh, and he fumbles in the end zone. It's knocked out of bounds by one of the goddamn cocksucking Seattle Seahawks. That birdie flew.
moments ago, you said do what you're good at. I think you should leave comedy to go into sportscasting.
Thank you. I should get into comedy. It's fucking irrelevant. But what happened? Did he actually cross the goal, or are they saying that by hitting it out of the end zone, it was
Well, there's a lot going on here. I don't think he crossed the goal, right?
He did not cross the goal.
All right, but it's illegal to hit it out of the end zone. I know that much.
So he fumbled before he crossed the goal line.
So that
it's
guy
not-
was acting like it was a touchback almost.
Had he fallen on the ball, it would have been a touchback. But you're not allowed to bat it out of the back of the end zone. So according to the rules, Detroit should have gotten the ball back at the 1 yard line.
At the 1 yard line, really?
Yeah.
See, now the ref blows that? That's a blown call. How the fuck does that work against the team? That should be
Right.
that's a major mistake by the entire officiating team.
That's right.
Couldn't they call New York or whatever they do?
It is not a reviewable foul.
Well, that's stupid. You got the video cameras. Everything should be reviewable.
Did the refs know something happened or no?
I think they got together to discuss it, but there's nothing that they could do because it's a judgment call as the play is happening. They have to judge whether or not it was purposely batted out of the end zone.
Well, so why can't they review that? I mean,
That's just
it's
what
a
the
scoring
rule-
play.
You know, this time next year they'll be allowed to.
Yeah.
Of course.
And this stuff always happens to the Lions. Like there was some play with the same receiver.
Oh, he fumbled it, idiot.
Right on the half yard line.
But there's the same play a couple years ago where Johnson had caught the ball for a game-winning touchdown, I think, against the Bears. But then when he got to the ground, he had possession of it, and then when he got to the ground, it came out.
Yeah.
And they said because he couldn't make a football move, that was a fumble. And then they overturned that the next year. So they always get screwed on this.
Who knows?
That's so stupid when it's not reviewable when you have all the cameras and everyone at home is going, my God, they blew this call.
Yeah.
It's just not fair. And he absolutely tapped the ball out of the back of the end zone.
Yes, he did.
So what are I think the Lions are now 0-4 then, huh?
That's correct.
And Seahawks, where are they at?
2-2.
They're 2-2 now. Okay. And that's how it ended last night. Wow. Look at that. And tap. Oof.
Yeah, he knocked it out, obviously.
He absolutely did.
I saw a good documentary last night, too. I was trying to avoid jerking off for hours. So I watched this Whitey Bulger documentary on Netflix. It's fucking excellent.
Really?
Wow, Whitey Bulger didn't play games.
What is it called?
What's it called?
I don't remember. It's about an hour and 45 minutes, though. It's a really long one. It's about the trial of Whitey Bulger. It goes into after they caught him, and they interview at least one of his old guys. And there's some real... They were a fucking rough group of people, man.
I can imagine.
Fucking Bulger gang.
It says
killed like 19 people. He was a bad guy.
Was it Whitey, United States of America versus James J. Bulger?
Yes, I would just recommend that. No one else saw it, so I'm not going to babble about it. But I would say just watch that on Netflix. It's called Whitey. Really good.
Absolutely.
Really good. I didn't know much about him other than the fact that he was just a gangster.
Yeah.
Oof.
He didn't play games.
No, they didn't. And there's one of his hitmen is on the stand. He was a guy they featured on 60 Minutes who I would love to interview, although I don't know if he does press. He might be the guy who killed 20 people and only did 12 years.
Wow.
He cut a deal. And he did 12 years for fucking 20 murders. Wow. So people think that was a terrible deal by the government.
Where's that guy now?
He's around. I mean, good. I'm sure he's pretty much got the what are you guys going to do about it attitude. And,
yeah,
very correct.
He's got a hell of a story to tell.
Yeah, but no, I'm sure no one fucks with him. He's like Sammy the Bull.
Sure.
It's like you killed too many people for anyone to go after you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, very good.
I look forward to seeing that. Definitely.
Did you see the other Whitey Bulger movie?
No, I don't want to see. With Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
No.
His makeup looks horrendous.
The makeup looks crazy.
Looks so stupid.
Very distracting.
It was a Goodfellas ripoff. The scene that they show. Wait, I'm kidding with you. Where he's
really?
Yes, they show that scene. It reminded me of Pesci and Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing?
Yeah,
that's too famous a scene to steal from.
They're hamming it up a little bit.
Yeah, so I have no desire.
The clips I've
Black
seen,
Black Masses.
Yeah.
Black Mass.
The clips I've seen, Johnny Depp's makeup just takes you right the hell out of it.
Yeah, it takes you out of the film. Actually, wow, the documentary you saw was directed by Joe Berlinger. He did Brothers Keeper.
Oh, okay.
He did the West Memphis documentary.
He did the West Memphis.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We just certainly know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came in with Jason.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot. A lot of news. My goodness. You hear about the pilot that died?
Yeah.
On American Airlines?
Did I hear about it? I filmed a few. Yes, I did.
Where were they going?
I don't know. They
out of
had
Boston,
to
was
divert
it?
to Syracuse, I think.
Yeah, they landed in Syracuse, but a pilot dies during flight from Phoenix to Boston.
American Airlines, yeah. He's got a heart attack, stroke, whatever.
Well, I mean,
that's why there's two.
But
that's why there's two of them.
But look, but here's my point. The guy, I mean, they start in Phoenix. They're going to Boston. The guy dies. Syracuse really isn't that far from Boston.
Oh, Guy, I know.
Why wouldn't you just say, look, there's really nothing we could do. We might as well not inconvenience the passengers and let's get everyone to Boston to figure this out.
He might have still been hanging in there.
You think?
Yeah, he might have still been alive.
It's got to be just protocol. Look, one guy's down. You got to land immediately.
Yeah, you don't wait to get to Boston.
Doesn't matter. You're a few hundred miles away at this point. Get that plane down. An American Airlines pilot died during a flight, like I said, from Phoenix to Boston Monday, leaving his co-pilot to make an emergency landing in Syracuse. Only after the passengers boarded another Boston-bound plane with a replacement crew did they learn of their fallen pilot.
What did they think? Like, hold on. But in order, like, he was concerned. When he landed, he said, can we get medical people right to the plane? And they said, yes, we will. So he pulls up to the gate. I'm guessing they rush on and take the pilot off. I'm sure they didn't let the passengers off while the pilot was fucking, on the floor in the cockpit. They probably held everybody.
Yeah.
So they must have seen him carted out.
Right.
Unless he was able to walk out or come out in a wheelchair.
No, somebody saw him. I read, the article that I read said that a passenger, saw him slumped over, his console.
So was he dead?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was dead, as the plane was in the air.
So did they leave him on there while the passengers got off?
I don't know. I doubt it. I would assume that they would take him off first.
I would hope so. So maybe they didn't know he was actually dead until...
He was pronounced dead in the cockpit at 7:13 a.m., shortly after the Syracuse landing. On a recording from the airport tower, an officer is heard calmly declaring a medical emergency. Captain is incapacitated. Yeah, thank you. His death does not appear to be suspicious.
No, he probably just, I don't know how old the guy was.
Got to think heart attack.
Heart attack or stroke.
7 years old. Or stroke. Those are the two.
Or maybe he finally realized how high up he was and he just got nervous. I'm in the clouds.
That's kind of creepy.
Yep, that's why they have two, and that's why there's that system with the fucking flight attendants where one takes a shit and the flight attendant will go in with the other one, so that if that happens, she can open the door.
I love the flight attendant that's keeping guard. Keeping guard with the snack tray.
Yeah, a little snack tray blocking your way.
I always roll my eyes really? Yeah. What are you going to do if there is some crazy person on this flight right now?
They will delay you just enough for them to get in the cockpit. That's all they're there for. The United used to have these things that would pull across. It almost looked like, those folding doors that the accordion open and close.
Yeah, sure.
It looked like that, but it was see-through with wires. It was like you're being fenced in like cattle.
Yeah.
But it would delay you just enough where they could the captain could get either into the bathroom to safety or into the cockpit. So yeah, they put that cart there just to stop you for 5 seconds.
I always hate when one of the pilots, leaves to go to the bathroom.
You get nervous?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm like, will you just get back in there, please?
I hate when I have to go to the bathroom and the fucking pilots stand there yapping with the flight attendants because they have that cart there.
Yeah.
And, and I want to say to them, I'm a first-class passenger.
And where's my warm chocolate chip cookie?
It bothers me that I can't go up there and just fucking take a leak because he's fucking yapping. This is not a social club shit, Dick. Get in there.
Yeah.
Fly the fucking silver airship. Creep.
Get me home.
Yeah.
Why are you highlighting this story? In 2009, a Continental Airlines jetliner carrying 247 passengers landed safely at Newark Liberty International Airport after the 60-year-old captain died of a heart attack. The plane was on autopilot when he died. His co-pilots quickly seized the controls and landed the plane safely. Only 2 months before that episode, a passenger landed a privately operated twin-engine plane at Southwest Florida International Airport in Fort Myers when the pilot died after takeoff. The passenger, who had training as a pilot, saved 4 lives.
Wow.
In January. So there's a whole list of other incidences.
Yeah,
I finally figured out this article. In January 2007, a pilot of a
What do you think, it was a bad week somewhere? they all ate in the same restaurant.
2007, a pilot of a Continental 757 bound from Houston to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with 210 passengers on board, died after takeoff. The flight landed safely after being diverted. So this tends to happen from time to time.
Sure. These guys are, a lot of them are probably a little older. They're military guys. They flew it in Vietnam or whatever. You know what I mean? They're in 50s, 60s.
Right.
Maybe they don't have the best eating habits. They're always on the road.
Mm-hmm. Can't eat well on the road. You've told us that.
Very hard. I mean, it's harder. I imagine these guys are used to it, but it's fucking rough. You're running in and out of... you probably don't get the proper sleep either. A lot of them drink.
Yeah.
So, you're fucking probably straining yourself.
Yeah.
Imagine having to get up every morning and go 8 hours on a fucking plane, even though you're flying it.
Yeah.
And you got to get there early and just flip on all the switches and check the dumb plane and walk out in the rain and do the visual check of the aircraft. Then everybody gets off and you can't even get off in fucking Honolulu because you have to sit there and wind that fucking thing down. By the time you get to the fucking hotel, it's late. All the passengers are frolicking. You have to sleep for 8 hours, then come back to the shitty airport. Oh, it sucks.
Even worse, you don't even get to enjoy the Honolulu air because you're waiting to bring the people back.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You
don't even get the layover where you can maybe get some fresh air.
No.
We have 0 footage for the Jimmy Smiles movie, by the way.
Well, no, I know. There's none of it's released yet.
No, but I'm saying that you...
No, we're rolling. We got a 3-camera shoot.
He's not smiling.
We're waiting.
He's
It'll happen.
Up.
Yeah, but I'm not a ham.
He's on guard right now.
Up.
He's on guard. We got to let him relax a little bit, and then we'll get some. We'll get some smiles.
Smile and the world smiles with you. I said that one time, and somebody heard me, and they fucking ran with it. That's true. You smile, and the world does smile with you. It's nice.
Always, when you talk to some of these people that work for the airlines, and you're landing in the Caribbean or whatever, and you ask them, and they're like, "No, I'll be in my bed tonight in New Jersey," and you feel bad for them because it's just beautiful down there, and you're ready to start your week vacation, and you find out they go to these gorgeous places and don't really get to even step off the freaking plane and go all the way back to, New Jersey in the winter.
I'm guessing they get layovers in cool places. Like you hear
From
the
time
flight
to time.
crews. Yeah, this girl I know is a flight attendant, and she says like sometimes you get to go to really awesome places and you spend a few days there and come back. Like there's huge advantages to it, but
Yeah.
there's just a lot of times you're probably in and out, and where you are, the location means nothing.
It's just your run.
Yeah, but they give them a certain amount of hours they have to sleep and all that shit. Like if you go to Japan, there's no way you're right back
of
around.
course.
I hope you get to spend a day or two, but probably not. It's probably 8 to 12 hours and you're right back on.
That's it.
The crew became illegal. Oh, fuck. That's the fucking worst, man, when you're waiting to take off and the crew becomes illegal because of the timing and you have to wait for a whole nother crew. Oh, it just sucks.
You would rather have a tired crew, wouldn't you?
Totally. I'd rather have fucking an Al-Qaeda crew. At least I know we're taking off.
They're trying to, like, keep you safe, but, we're just, humans in general, we're just so selfish. And we're like, God, I'd rather have a tired crew, a zombie crew.
Yeah.
How about the stewardesses that you could tell they're really tired and their hair is just all fucking messy and you just know they need sleep desperately, so they're not an illegal crew yet, but they're right on the border?
Yeah, well, that they just they're fucking doing what they've been out the night before. There's a lot of times that I heard a guy, a speaker one time in a meeting years ago, talk about how there's an epidemic of alcoholic pilots because he was a recovering pilot. And so I guess a lot of them fucking go to the hotel bar and get fucked up. And all those hot flight attendants, the captains and co-captains have to be trying to fuck them. They have to be.
Yeah.
Once in a while, there's no way they don't. Some handsome guy.
Yeah.
He's fucking 40 years old. He's a pilot.
Yeah.
What are her options? All these frumps on the plane. Another guy in coach in a bad Hawaiian shirt. You know what I mean? She's gonna fuck the pilot. So these guys probably hook up all the time.
She has urges, too.
Of course she does.
I caddied for a pilot for a huge airline back in the day, and he was
Lufthansa?
He was a notorious drunk.
Really?
This guy drank, and you just hoped he just enjoyed drinking on the golf course, and that was it. But there's no way. This guy must have been drinking all the time and flying.
Or
never
maybe-
had a problem though. I mean, he lived a nice long life.
Did he have? You never know what happened to him. He might have just drank one fucking little shot, a little airplane bottle full of liquor one time, and then had a problem on the plane and flown it upside down, and then landed it, and then gotten blamed for the crash. But then he would have said, "I'm the only one that could have done this. It had nothing to do with the liquor."
Right.
But then some crack detective would have found the bottle inside the garbage, and they were going to blame the stewardess, who he was fucking on the side, of course. And he had a moment of conscience in front of all the cameras and broke down and told the truth. And then his son asked him a meaningless question: "Who are you?" And the movie ended, and you wanted to hang yourself because it was like, "This is it. This fucking where they left me."
What's the worst part, that he flew the plane upside down?
It just, it was actually, some of it was really good, but the fact, I like Don Cheadle in that movie, but the fact that he flew the plane upside down really annoyed me.
They didn't have to do that.
No, of course they didn't. It's just a plane crash is interesting enough.
Of course.
But then they have the whole him breaking, it just annoyed me, his big speech at the end. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a movie, so whatever. But, what was it called again? I don't remember. And they blamed him when it was really the plane.
Holy shit!
Everyone's
screaming at us right now.
Flight?
No.
Yes.
Flight?
I think so.
Oh, all right. Speaking of drinking, Cece.
Yeah, CC Sabathia.
Oh, wow.
How bad must it be to check yourself in a rehab like right before the playoffs?
Yeah, the Yankees pitcher, obviously. He checked himself into rehab. It turned out he stayed in Baltimore and got really wasted in a Baltimore hotel. And then he realized, oh my God, I need help.
Well, was he supposed to fly out and he stayed instead?
Let's see. A weekend-long bender during a Baltimore road trip. His drinking got really bad this weekend, and it put him in a really bad place. At a source close to the team, he was afraid. He felt that if I don't do this now and go into rehab, I don't know what is going to happen.
Yeah, maybe because he felt if he would have detoxed, he might have had a bad problem and he couldn't have pitched anyway.
Yeah, the last straw for Sabathia came during the team's final regular season series in Baltimore, where he spent most of his time pounding drinks at a hotel. Just before the playoffs, he checks into rehab.
Yeah, it's bad timing. The city wasn't having a great year, but still.
I think he was. He turned it around a little bit later in the year.
He probably started drinking.
The little I know about baseball, I believe that's what happened.
He had a better second half than the first.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did you see the picture they showed, the front page of the paper?
And I
him pouring champagne over his head.
CC on the rocks on the post.
On the rocks, and it just shows him pouring champagne over his head.
Yeah, he looks fucked up, and it's just the face that he's making looks like he's fucking loaded.
They didn't need to do that. They had to find the champagne picture to really push the story forward.
CC on the rocks. It's kind of funny, though. You know? Oh, well.
Yank star in rehab for booze.
I haven't followed baseball in so long, so I don't know if that means anything to them or if they're going to fucking now eat shit without him.
I mean, they're only guaranteed one game right now, so they're in the wild card game.
Oh, God.
The phone's ringing.
Who's on the phone?
It's Roland.
Get it.
Roland is calling?
No, let's see what happens.
Yeah, Roland calls if he needs the intern or if he
Put him on speaker.
wants to say guest is here.
What do you need the intern for?
To get our guest something to eat or drink.
So why doesn't he just go get the intern?
Because the intern's back here answering the phones.
So why does he just come in?
Clearly not
Because
answering the
it's
phone.
super easy to just call and say, hey,
Okay.
can you send the intern back?
Is our guest here?
I don't know. I didn't answer the phone. I was talking to you.
Well, the intern is back there.
Should have answered
What
the
did Roland
phone.
want?
He wants me to come down there, presumably for food.
Yeah, he wants the intern to come down for food.
What do you mean
Okay.
for?
Is it for the guest? No,
I don't know.
It's probably for him.
You think it's for him?
Yes, it is.
I don't know.
He's answering phones. He can't. He's busy.
The phone's ringing
Phone's
again.
ringing.
Who
Roland's
is that?
calling.
Get the phone. I'm really hungry. Super hungry.
Okay, let's hear him answer the phone.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I want bacon and blueberries. I'm hungry.
I want bacon and blueberries.
Blueberries.
Oh, my God. I bet you right now his toilet just heard that and trying to commit suicide.
Got up and ran away.
Is there a worse item in the universe than being his toilet? Oh, no, he's getting bacon and blueberries again. They'll never get the stains out of me.
He was trying to tell us last night he was eating healthy. He was having what, a strawberry bowl?
Yeah, a strawberry bowl, which was like
From Jamba Juice?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that's... Could you look that up?
I am.
Just eat the strawberries.
but it was like
I
a
don't even care if he eats shitty, but don't try to tell me you're eating healthy.
it was
had
like
breakfast-
a strawberry sugary mix with like the sugary granola in there and a big bowl of
Yeah, we didn't ask, by the way. He offered that up.
We had breakfast the other day. After he was dropping our books off, I was already walking. I saw Roland in the street. We had a lovely little meal.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. He was tolerable.
And he had no jacket on, even though
No, he's in shorts.
It was kind of cold.
It was cold, and he's in fucking shorts.
Last
He
weekend.
never wears a jacket.
Oh, I
No, I
know.
know.
Oh, I know. Even in the winter, he'll show up to work with a T-shirt and shorts, basketball shorts.
I envy that.
I have the information on the chunky strawberry bowl.
Okay, and like I said,
That looks good, man.
I don't give a fuck, but when he, looks at us and says he's eating healthy, then your eyebrows go up. Go ahead there, Eric.
So it contains soy milk, frozen strawberries, bananas, Greek yogurt, more bananas, pumpkin flaxseed, granola peanut butter.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
it does.
I would
sound good.
love to have that.
17 grams of fat,
Okay.
53 grams of sugar.
Oh, that's just too much. Let's talk about sugar for a couple hours. That's way too much.
That's twice your allotment of sugar for one day.
Oh, goodness
I
gracious.
know now. I think you're only supposed to have about 28 grams for the whole day.
We don't know if he got the small or the large.
He went large.
So then it's 25 grams of sugar and 25 grams of fat, 55 grams of sugar.
Oh, that's far too much for me.
670 calories.
Oh, they're supposed to be healthy.
Yeah.
What a
Supposed to
sin.
be healthy.
I want to talk about his toilet more, actually. I agree this is boring, but talking about Roland's toilet bowl is not.
Just the first thing I thought of, bacon and blueberries. Like, what havoc that would wreak on your stomach.
I'm eating healthy. I'm eating not healthy.
Yeah,
they're just fighting it out in his gut.
Have some egg whites. Have some fucking egg whites. A nice egg white omelet with a little avocado on top is what I have. And then some blueberries on the side or some strawberries.
They're starting to say you got to eat the yolks. They're not as bad as they.
I like fucking telling them. You get it?
Yes.
Kev?
I got it.
The jokes.
Fuck yeah.
Like
We,
yolks.
You're killing it, Joe.
Egg whites. Fuck yeah.
I love
my
chili.
mother. I wish my mother liked egg whites.
What kind of eggs does she like?
She like darker ones.
Darker ones,
Fuck
huh?
yeah. Scrambled eggs between my legs. Ain't my mama pretty? You ever hear that when you're a kid? No. My friend Sean used to sing that. Ain't my
never heard that
mama
one.
pretty? She got meatballs on her titties, scrambled eggs between her legs. Ain't my mama pretty? I don't know where he knew that from, but it was something that I've remembered since probably 1976.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
I don't
my
think
favorite song.
Roland,
Yes.
what's going on, buddy?
A little breakfast here gets my energy up.
Getting your energy up.
Yeah.
Are you really going to eat bacon and blueberries?
Yeah, why not?
And what happened to our omelet station we were going to set up for the gang?
We're working on it for tomorrow.
Yeah, for
Wait, an
tomorrow.
omelet station?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to, fancy it up for a day. Get
Yeah, for the
everyone,
people.
get everyone some nice breakfast in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we used to do at K-Rock. Remember, Steve?
Oh,
I forgot all
yeah.
that. Jesus Christ. I totally blocked that fucking shithole out. Totally forgot about
Yeah,
K-Rock.
but the omelets were good.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that. Can we say Mima if we want to talk about a penis? Can we say I touched my
We weren't allowed to even do that.
No,
anymore.
not at all. If someone is Asian, are we allowed to say they were kind of white? How can we phrase that where we won't get dumped out of? Fucking yuck.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember the food though. I totally forgot.
Remember
about
we used to read the dump sheet every day?
I used to love the dump sheet. I was
Because then we got to
fascinated
go
by
over to
that.
satellite and we would get the dump sheet. And then they didn't want us doing that anymore, even though it wasn't even on their air.
Yeah, they didn't care for us exposing what they were dumping because they didn't want us to strengthen the satellite audience.
I was fascinated by that.
Were you?
Yeah, I couldn't believe the stupid things they dumped out of.
That was kind of fun in a weird way, calling them out and going, really? You dumped out of that?
Yeah.
I wish I had an example, but I don't.
And were
I'm
you
trying to
reading
find
it?
one.
Were you reading it for the first time?
I've got a
did-
bunch of them right here.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, my email. I just
Louis was the worst because Louis was so funny because he wouldn't curse, but he would just go like, "Yeah, I took a diarrhea dump in her mouth." It was like,
Yeah.
you can't say that just because you didn't say shit.
There were times where like, oh, Louis,
No, Louis was legendary. He was the guy that got dumped more than anybody.
yeah.
Him and Larry were the tight.
Leary? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
but Leary,
yeah.
I think Leary was just saying fuck, right? Like, Leary was just cursing. Louis was funny because he was using all these things that weren't curses.
And I remember there was a time Louis was sort of trying to, and,
Yeah.
and it still was failing miserably.
Yeah. I put my fist in her box. What?
What? Yeah. you-
Can't say that.
But I said box for pussy.
Yeah. At one point, that would have been good. Like,
I
back
have
on the
a-
old NEW days, that would have been great.
I have a show where Louis was on.
Oh, all right. Read the dumps.
Let's hear it.
So for the people, we
They're
used to,
almost all Louis.
okay, we used to do regular radio, and then we would move over to satellite. So regular radio would dump out of everything because they have their rules that were way beyond the FCC rules, by the way. And then satellite, total freedom. So we got to read what they dumped out of that the regular radio audience didn't get to hear. Okay, go ahead, Travis.
807, Louis C.K. What if you have really sticky poo?
How is sticky poo? Like, literally, but that I agree with Louis on that one. How is sticky poo offensive on the radio?
Who is offended when they hear sticky poo? The FCC will not fine you for sticky poo.
No.
Who's offended by that? I got two little kids. That's
No,
all,
most of their dumps were just their rules.
Yeah, that's all they talk about. My little kids is poo.
1 minute later, things come violently rocketing out of our asses. Louis C.K.
It was the out of that was probably the problem.
Yeah.
We used to have problems like with that.
Yeah, something going in or out.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah. Louis C.K. 4 minutes later, one bloody-eyed ghost. Louis C.K. in reference to a sheet that was used for sex.
They dumped out of the sheet used for sex. He called it a bloody-eyed ghost, which is hilarious.
That is a great line.
Why would they fucking... And people wonder why it was hard to get ratings.
Yeah, but then we still did okay.
But, I mean, it's like that's
We
what
did
you're dealing
all
with.
right. We didn't do great, but we
did
did
well.
okay.
So happy that Medium is fucking choking itself.
It's in deep trouble. Deep trouble.
6 minutes later, douchebag. Louis C.K.
Okay.
Oh, come on, he didn't know.
Faggot. Louis C.K. referencing Bob
Travis.
Kelly's Call of Duty 4 team. Wasn't me.
Apologize, it just flew out of my mouth.
840,
even a
Patrice
pause.
O'Neill. Spick.
Oh, yeah, nothing. Yeah, you can't say anything.
846.
So, these guys didn't even understand
all
what they
special interest
what they
stuff.
had that day. We're looking at a show where you have Louis C.K., Patrice O'Neill, and it looks like Bob Kelly, and of course Jim Norton.
And Jerry Shepardini, it was all five of us riffing.
And they're sitting there making sure that they, chop the shit out of the show. Oh, God.
Last one is Louis C.K. pissing away your brain.
God, so silly.
Yeah.
God, it makes me hate them all over again.
I know.
Fucking lawyer. I can still picture that mousy douche lawyer and fucking rodent.
We had a big meeting with the lawyers, and I thought we were going to get things done.
Oh, they
Because
hated me.
They were strangling us, so I basically called the meeting. I'm like, we got to figure this out. And I'm like, it's not going to be good, but we'll try. So we walked, I remember, to the MTV building, and we had to meet with the lawyers, and I thought we were going to try to figure out how to make this work. And then they gave us a whole speech for like a half hour to 40 minutes. I remember this like it was yesterday on why we can't do pretty much anything. And then I said, then why the fuck did you hire this radio show? What are you doing? So,
And what'd they say?
They went right back to why we can't do all this. And their reasoning was just stupid, because I kept arguing the point that as long as we're not getting in trouble with the FCC, it shouldn't matter to you guys. You know, this stuff is going to work. We know how to do radio, but you got to let us do it. You can't tie our hands behind our backs and expect us to get the job done. Whatever. This is old news. I'm sorry.
Yeah. How great is this? Air France execs run for their lives after they cut 2,900 jobs. Can we see that?
Yeah.
Didn't one of them get assaulted?
There's crazy footage here.
Oh, it's great.
It takes a little while, but the payoff.
Let's just zip up to it then.
I really don't know this story.
Air France cut like 2,900 jobs, and people are not happy, I guess. I haven't seen it, but I heard.
Okay.
Well,
but why did they cut the jobs? Did they have a choice?
I don't know.
I imagine they think.
I'm sure there's always a choice.
Yeah, they probably figure the executives are making way too much money and could have maybe given up
see.
some of their pay. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean,
Give
there's
up some of
rumors
their
there's rumors that ESPN's cutting hundreds of jobs soon, and they've got record profits. So I'm sure there's always a choice.
All right.
Yeah, it's about the people.
Yeah, Travis doesn't trust the man.
Well, when you're paying billions for NFL packages and you can't pay your employees.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It's a bunch of bullshit, pardon my French.
You know, just about every company doesn't take care of their employees at this point. It's unbelievable. All right, let's see this. Wow.
Wow, they are knocking the fucking fence down.
We'll post this video on our stuff. Follow our stuff. And these are all...
I love it. They're all standing in the lobby of a building with flags, and they are not happy. And are these executives being hustled out?
Yes.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, that one guy's trying to get to him.
Yeah.
That's good.
One guy's really aggressive.
Fucking fantastic.
They're pushing and shoving as they're trying to get this executive out.
Oh, look at how hateable looking is he? Then again, I don't know whether people making unreasonable demands. I don't know what the employees wanted. Maybe they wanted unreasonable shit.
Yeah, I kind of want the backstory.
Suits all ripped. Good. Oh, that makes me happy.
Yay.
I wish there was a Sirius XM sign behind him.
Good for the people.
There's two really good things here.
The people win on this one. Good for you.
The executive.
Oh my God, his shirt is ripped off.
His shirt is ripped off. He's climbing a fence, and the police have to aid. I'm so happy. Please fall.
From the front, it looks like a normal sports jacket shirt. Now look at
They ripped their clothes off their body. This guy has absolutely no shirt on.
He has,
but he still has his tie around his neck.
Tie and
awesome.
cuffs.
And his sleeve.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
The backs are ripped off the clothes.
One for the people. I like that.
That's awesome.
I need to know the backstory, though.
I wish I could see that every day.
I wonder why they got so mad that it got to that point.
Yeah, I would like to know.
Obviously, people get mad and companies get mad when a whole bunch of people get let go at the same time. But this is way over the top, and so I just need to know some of the details.
Yeah, I wanted to like to know maybe was there a union there being unreasonable, or was this just them being scumbags?
Yeah, what
I
do
don't
we got?
know.
Yeah, we'll have it in a second. We're looking up the story right now from The Guardian. What do you got, Eric?
The striking staff was demonstrating. 100 workers forced their way into a meeting. Let's see what it's about. They stormed the headquarters near Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. It was condemned as scandalous. Let's see. Tensions between management and workers.
Look at this guy's
and
completely...
France's loss-making flagship carrier had been building over the weekend in the run-up to a meeting aimed at finalizing a controversial restructuring plan involving 2,900 redundancies between now and 2017. So they would lose 1,700 ground staff, 900 crew, 300 pilots.
Wow.
Don't make me redundant. I don't want to be redundant.
I can't hear that word without thinking that.
Of course not.
It's time to go through that show again.
Please don't make me redundant.
Every few years, you got to do it.
It's a good moment, though, right?
Yeah.
When he finally breaks down and begs for the job.
It's just one human moment.
You realize he really wants to be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess they. Wow, wouldn't that be great if those were all pilots that fucking ran after them? These are the guys flying the planes. Why'd I have to explain who the pilots were with my joke bomb? Fucking faggot I am.
Several hundred airline employees had gathered to demonstrate outside Air France's head office, and members of senior management were greeted by an angry crowd shouting and waving flags. Were they coming to work or trying to leave? Featuring the company chiefs, mugshots. As executives entered the building, they were coming to work. Dozens of workers forced their way into the committee room, shouting, "This is our home." Good for them.
I think it was a meeting. Like they were both there to meet about this.
Right, and try to figure something out, but there's nothing to figure out. They already made their decision.
2,900 redundancies. But then again, a company can't be paying for people that they don't need. I mean, that's also...
Well...
I just don't know enough about it, guys, obviously.
And they're trying to phase it out kind of slowly. They said through 2017.
Oh, that's only 2 years.
Good for the people. You just know, we all know what executives are in the end.
The people have the power.
But the people know.
Oh, can we play that song?
No.
What?
Nope.
Why not?
Because we played it a lot.
Oh, okay.
People hated it.
Hated what?
The People Have the Power song. Remember we played it like every day for a week?
I don't remember it.
Maybe you weren't here. I got really obnoxious with that one. It started with Patti Smith, and we did many different versions of it.
People have I have no memory of that at all. Maybe I blocked it out like your childhood molestation.
I think
You probably should have blocked it out. It was very douchey, and it pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah, people were furious.
We just posted the video up on our Twitter page, Opie and Jimmy. A lot of these videos we check out, we put up there for you, so you can find them nice and easy. All right.
Sam Morril is here today. We have Joe Machi, who I like very much.
Mackey?
Oh, I don't know how to say his last name.
Joe Mackey?
Is it Mackey?
Mackey.
I know him, and I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah.
First time on our show, Joe Mackey.
Yeah. He's an odd little man.
He's funny.
Yes, he is.
He's very funny. I enjoyed him on America's Got Talent.
Was he on
Or
that?
Last Comic Standing.
Was it Last Comic Standing? I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, it was Last Comic Standing. I enjoyed him a lot.
What happened to Jeselnik? He was going to come on. Did he not come through yet?
I don't think he's around yet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe next week or later this week.
Yeah, I heard he's really funny as the host. I haven't watched it, but people were like, I haven't heard anyone talk about that show in a while, and they were all talking about how good Jeselnik was.
It's over.
And who was one of the hosts? Was Norm
Macdonald.
They said Norm was great
Norm,
too.
Didn't give a
Roseanne,
shit.
And I want to say the older Wayans.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Keenan. Yeah,
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald was hilarious,
They were the
man.
three judges.
I want to be a judge on that show.
You
I'm
should be.
petitioning. I'll be a good judge.
You're a good judge.
Where did you get that joke?
You would be a wonderful judge.
would be.
You would be perfect for
No,
that.
I would have trouble being really mean to comics. I'm such a fucking fruit.
I mean, Norm was kind of direct, let's say, but in general, they're not mean to the comics.
Norm was very honest.
Yeah, he was very direct and honest. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
like if he didn't like a joke, he would say, "I didn't like that joke."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do.
He was fun to
I
watch.
try to be the curmudgeon.
You turn into Chip. Chip would just be like...
That was hilarious. If I were you, I'd have changed it, though, and I'd have said Pecker at the end. That's just me. You're fucking off the show. I would love to throw people off as Chip. If I could do it as Chip, I would literally vote everybody off that dumb show.
just mess up the whole thing.
Would Chip have like a tagline?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would depend on the joke. But it would always be something stupid.
No, but I mean like when somebody would get eliminated. Like Donald Trump says you're fired.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what he'd say. Yeah, it's a good. I mean, like a catchphrase.
Yeah.
He would try. I think Chip would try to get a catchphrase. You're out of here. Then he wouldn't catch on.
Yeah, it's just baseball.
Yeah. Get the fuck out. Can't say that. Hell.
You can clean it up a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
Get the F out.
Go fudge your mother.
Dump. Can't say that. We're just waiting for our food. Should we break?
I'm hungry. I'm very hungry.
Yeah, but we like eating during the breaks because the people have told us they hate when we eat on the air.
They said they hate when we talk on the air, too.
Well, that's true. Good point. Donald Trump says Washington should keep team name. Controversy driven by unnecessary political correctness. He's taking a stand on that as well, or a stance on that.
I don't think that one's unnecessary. But whatever, we've talked about that.
Yeah. Well, what is he saying? Anything different than everybody else?
Let's hear Trump. Well, he said it's on play.
Oh, he says as long as the team owner Dan Snyder wants to, they should be able to keep the name. Honestly, I don't think they should change the name unless the owner wanted to. Trump told the New York Times. Trump feels the debate surrounding the name is an issue of unnecessary political correctness. The Times wrote, and Trump said the name isn't considered a slur by everyone. I know Indians that are extremely proud of that name, Trump said. They think it's a positive.
How many Indians do you think he hangs out with? Has anyone ever seen Trump hanging out with a bunch of Indians? I've never noticed that.
Never.
I'll Google it.
There's Facebook friends.
Trump is a smart man because he just thinks everyone's terrific.
Yeah.
And he says it in such a, he's even told us we're terrific. And you it's easy to believe him when he says all that. Everyone is terrific in his eyes. Everyone.
Unless you're a loser.
But he'll say they're terrific as well. He'll trash the hell out of a candidate, but then say how terrific they actually are as people.
Right.
How's Trump doing? Is he dropping still? Heard he's dropped a little bit in the polls.
And people are like a little over it, I think.
I can't find a single photo of him with an American Indian.
Yeah, I've looked. Believe me, I've been looking for years.
For years, it was your mission?
Yeah, I wanted to find Trump and a Native American. I think it'd be a nice picture to have to get framed and signed. But so far, nothing.
Not one picture where he's doing the
No, I was just on a spiraling, bombing thought. I wouldn't let it go. I was really racing down the old Bomaroo Hill.
Wait, go back to that.
What?
They're trying to make so it says Trump just added another notch to his belt of anti-Native American comments.
This is from Think Progress.
What did he say? I throw garbage on the road. I tell the garbage you're fired.
All right, we should break, even though the phone's not here.
Well, when will it be here?
I don't know.
Already.
I don't see anyone walking down the hall, so we'll break. We got Joe Machi standing by with Sam Morril, and we're looking forward to that. That's gonna be great.
Sam's a fucking funny guy.
Really funny.
Really weird, creepy eyes.
Yeah.
He looks at you like the old Pope, like fucking Benedict.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of in the eyes. Even though his face doesn't look like it, he has Benedict eyes.
He's got those creepy eyes.
He just looks at you from the side.
You got the eyes of a stranger. Let's take a break.
What is that? Is that a song?
You got the...
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a terrible song.
You got the... I don't know why that just popped in my head. I apologize. I think it was from Valley Girl. I think. Look it up. Why did that just pop in my head?
Oh, my God.
Just because you said eyes. That's so stupid. I'm trying to remember what band did Eyes of a Stranger.
Payolas?
Yes!
Payola.
Oh, don't say that on the radio.
Play this.
it?
Play a little of this at the
Payola?
break.
Hang on.
Legal?
I got it.
We got it.
Okay, fine.
Oh, this is the new
I think
version?
this was from Valley Girl. All right. I apologize. I don't even know why that popped in my head.
Why couldn't the
where
Dell
it comes
computer
from.
have broken then?
That's where it comes from.
You sure know your late 70s Canadian rock.
It's a Canadian band.
Yeah, they're from Vancouver.
Did they ever have a follow-up hit to Eyes of a Stranger that was barely a hit?
They were around for 10 years, and then they broke up
Yeah.
in 88, and then
Yeah.
they came back for 5 years, like last decade.
Okay. And was that
They had like 2 charting songs in the U.S.
what was that?
The other one was Dirty Water in 87.
Not the Standells. They didn't do a cover of Dirty Water, did they?
I don't know.
I'm not looking it up.
I mean, you're more of a Payolas guy than me.
It's just weird where some of these things come from all of a sudden, just popping in your head. It's dumb. Was it in Valley Girl?
I don't know.
All right, why are we doing this? All right, Joe Machi and Sam Morril. Huh?
It's important stuff.
It is important stuff. Let's get to the bottom of this.
You ever been on the fence with blocking someone? Do I block?
It's usually very obvious, I think. Every once in a while, you make a mistake and then you unblock them. Why?
It's just some jerk off babbling about liberal agenda. Shut up.
You and liberal agenda?
Just shut up.
What's the liberal agenda?
I don't know.
Really?
It's just exhausting. These fucking obsessed people. Your liberal agenda. Shut your face.
I don't.
Can't stand them either.
I don't think we have a liberal agenda here.
The Redskins thing?
Oh, I don't even know. Who knows? I just have no idea.
You are a libtard.
God, their fucking little catchphrases. The fucking liberals are just as awful.
Both sides are awful.
Yes.
That's what the American people need to figure out on their own. Both sides suck. So stop saying your side's so great and the other side is the problem.
Oh, this guy.
Oh boy, shouldn't have said that. I got both sides pissed off.
Just a dope.
We're gonna break now. We will return.
I got a big tusk?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I like this tusk.
We are back.
This is the original version.
Yes.
Yeah, I ruined this for my fucking manager. I was so happy. Chip singing, I got a big tusk just like an elephant, and it's awesome.
Your manager loves this song.
I fucking destroyed
not
it
anymore,
for him.
though.
No,
He hates it.
No, his OCD won't allow him to enjoy it, and I'm so pleased.
With that, we say good morning to Sam Morril in studio. We love when Sam comes by.
Thanks for having me.
And for the first time, Joe Machi.
How you doing?
What's going on, Joe?
Oh, having a good day. Wish Sam wasn't on the show. He's not a talented person. Trying to get some real accent here.
Good boy, Joe. Why don't you start right out of the gun? Sam.
Mackie doesn't pull back.
No, he doesn't at all.
He's a wild card.
This guy's a smut peddler.
Joe's a bit sweaty here.
Well,
I get sweaty in the morning.
Yeah.
I walked from the bus station down here. I didn't trust the subway, and I drink this coffee. Yeah.
Why don't you trust the subway?
Oh, the public transport has broken my heart too many times. It's like a beautiful girl in high school, you know.
What?
Did you guys do good in high school? I didn't do good.
No, I struck out horribly.
Me too.
Horribly.
No, my career started after high school. I bloomed after high school. But why did it let you down, the subway?
Well, the other day I was trying to get from the Comedy Cellar to another club, and I get there and the one train was supposed to come in 5 minutes. It passes us by with no explanation, and then it says 14 minutes for the next one. I had 40 minutes, so I had to pop out and get a cab. If you can walk, just walk. You'll get there. You know,
He's really all about this.
How far was the bus this morning?
I come in from Jersey, and then I just walk wherever I go, and unless I got plenty of time that I can afford to delay, because no wonder people drive cars.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier, but you make up for it in traffic. I mean, I lived in Jersey for years. Where you live in Jersey?
Weehawken.
Oh, all right. I was right outside Cliffside Park.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty close. Weehawken?
Yeah, but that could be fucking still 45 minutes of traffic coming in if you're driving.
Take one of those ferries across.
That's true. What's $6?
It is $6.
You buy a month pass, you're good to go. I mean, it's about.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get into how cheap I am, but that's.
Are you a chiseler?
Oh, well, a little bit. Not like this bastard over here.
You wanted to say Jew and you held back.
Well,
you really did. You really wanted to.
I don't want all this. I'm already going to get tweets about my voice. So
What's wrong with your voice?
well, a lot
I'm
of
kidding.
people. well, that was at my expense. Hardy hard.
So you're notorious for being cheap?
I don't like to open my wallet unless I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us one example how cheap you are.
Oh, well, we work this really good comedy club, and if you go in there, your drinks are free, so I get a coffee and a water because they give you a bottle. And I put that bottle in my backpack. Boom, I got a water for whenever I need it later.
But
I get my spot money and a free water.
But water, you could drink out of the faucet in New York. We got good water.
You got the bottle, though. Plus, they guard their water at the restaurants here. You can't just go in there and...
They do guard their water.
Yeah, guard their water in their bathrooms. You can't just go in there.
California, it's now like you have to ask for water now.
So
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah,
Well, I guess it's not stupid. They're pretty much very thirsty out there.
Yeah.
They're running out of water quickly. Are you cheap too, Sam?
No, I'm kind of stupid with money. I'm the opposite, I think.
Yeah.
I just will feel like, I'd take this. You know, I don't think about it.
I find a happy balance between the guys. That's the interesting part about me.
You ever try the city bikes instead of all this walking, Joe Mackey?
Oh, hell no. You can't ride your bike on the sidewalks in the streets safely here in New York City. The taxi cabs are crazy. You got pedestrians jaywalking all over the place. Man, I don't understand this country because we got all this space. And, we got pipes for water and wires for electricity. We built everything on this one island. You want to do anything, you got to go to New York or California. Let's put some good stuff in Pittsburgh or Cleveland. I'm just off on a tangent. I thought people would be like, why is it so expensive?
No, it's hard to get a rally started for let's leave New York and go to Pittsburgh.
I'd still like to tour Pittsburgh and Cleveland at some point, Joe. So I'm not going to shit on our fans. Our two fans in Cleveland.
And you didn't really go that far west. You should go further west with your concept.
Columbus.
Columbus.
I got near attacked in Cleveland like 2 years ago.
Why?
I was trying to hook up with a girl after a show in Cleveland, and she was with a guy friend who was like creepy as hell.
Of
and he was
course.
he was in the friend zone, and he was like kind of taking that on me. And when he went to the bathroom, the girl and I just left the bar. And my stupid escape plan, I went to the bar next door. And I was drunk. I wasn't thinking. He just follows us out. I'm making out with her. And as we're leaving to go back to my hotel, he's like, where the fuck are you going? And I said, we're going back to my hotel. And he was just like, you're going to fuck her and then fly back to New York City? And I was like, yeah, that was what I was going to do. She seemed okay with it, And he was like, well, you got to fight me then. He was that blunt about it.
What a fucking cockblocker.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to fight you. So I totally pussed out. And when he and the girl, they just left together.
Of course.
And as they left, and she was, totally seemed fine with it. She didn't seem so broken up about it. But, as they left, this is completely true. There's a guy in like all white sweatshirt and white sweatpants perched on a ledge. And he just yelled out, I wasn't going to let anything happen to you. And I was like, who the fuck are you? And he said, I kind of patrol this area down. He was just like a vigilante creep.
Wow.
Who worked down there, and we talked for a while, and he was actually like kind of cool.
Was she hot, the girl?
She was all right. She was hot in
cock
Cleveland.
blocker. What a fucking that's why I'm not going to be the guy friend. That's the guy.
I know.
She's like my sister.
Right.
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm looking out for her. Miss, she wanted a little action. She did.
Exactly.
We were having fun.
He was right to do it. Keep your meat hooks off her, Sam.
But the guy is just patrolling the area. That's strange.
I remember I got an email from the guy said he went by, I was hammered, so I was like, you're like a superhero type? And he's like, yeah. I was like, what's your superhero name? The Snowflake? And he completely seriously said the White Knight.
The White Knight.
So I got an email from the White Knight the next day. Because that's how fucked up I was. I gave him my business card. I had a business card on the road at the time.
Oh, maybe he was the White Knight and he wanted to introduce you to his friend, the Grand Dragon, because they knew you were a Jew in Cleveland. Like, we don't get many of these here. We'd like a meeting. We'd like you to be the guest of honor in.
He's setting you up there, Sam. Yeah, but you got to exchange info after a conversation like that.
Yeah. He was cool.
You got to know more of his story.
Yeah.
I want to now talk to him on the radio.
I tried to email him the other day, and it just bounced back. He changed his email.
Oh, really?
No, why
He
would
probably has to.
Sure.
Yeah, you don't want... If people find out his identity, he can't... Okay, that so good. Well, maybe we could take that out, huh?
No, not at all, please.
Oh, no.
We've never taken out one of your bombs, Joe. It's
No. So how's the career going after all that attention you got, Joe Machi?
Oh, pretty good. I go on the road and people go to the shows most of the time, which is good. Like I worked a casino about a month ago, and usually casino shows are brutal because it's people who just lost money and they're there for no reason. But the Machi Nation came out, and it was a good show. I mean,
You got a Machi Nation?
Oh yeah. I got lots of beautiful women around the country into this guy, and men.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right.
So you didn't get any boxing in high school? I didn't either.
Oh no, I did not, or college, or my 20s.
How old are you?
36.
I thought you were in your early 20s. You look good.
Oh, thanks.
How old were you the first time you got laid?
Pass.
Wow. Have you not?
No, I've never.
Are you a virgin?
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe you've talked about that. I haven't seen you.
Look, anybody could have,
He's had many opportunities, and he's just kind of been like, no.
What's the holdup?
Oh, well, I just don't want to do it, if, unless, I'm really into someone or in a relationship.
Are you really attracted? Are you gay or do you?
No,
okay.
I'm straight. Oh,
okay.
Oh, this guy.
Okay.
Like I'm a lady hawk.
So is it a religious thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Catholic. Not many comics are, so I don't harp on it a lot.
But you want to be married and in love?
Ideally, I've come close a few times, but I'm trying to wait. It's hard though.
Are you scared of it?
At this point, yeah. Also, I'm scared of it, but also it's like, at this point, I'm not going to have a good story. It's going to, oh, hey, I had sex with this. Yeah, you're 36. Joe, no one's going to be impressed. No one's going to care. And I don't, it's not that big a deal, I don't think.
Have you ever gotten blown?
Well, I've messed around a bit. I don't want to do the whole thing,
You haven't fucked?
No, I have not.
Have you ever licked a vagina?
Well, pass.
That's a yes. I think the
I don't
passes
know.
are yeses.
No, because he hasn't got laid. He passed on
Oh, he
that.
passed
He hasn't
on
got
that.
laid.
I just,
It scares you looking at that thing, right?
I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you.
You know what? It's like an acquired taste. It's kind of like bourbon or something. Because when I was younger, I just ate pussy because I was like, this is what men do. And now that I'm older, I'm like, it's actually really nice.
Yeah, I enjoy it now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The first few times, it is kind of
you just do it because this is what you have to do. But
yeah,
it does get better.
It does kind of fucking grow on you, and you find out there's certain parts of it you like. Was it a hairy one you saw or a shaved one?
Oh, I've seen them both.
Oh, of course you have.
Yeah.
And which did you prefer?
Oh, I like the cleaner look, I guess.
Yeah, good.
I mean,
You like it all shaved and well kept?
yeah, I think so. Is this uncomfortable for you guys?
Not
No, not
even
at
a
all.
little.
Oh, okay,
We smell blood in the water.
Oh,
You're in
boy.
trouble.
It's fascinating. I didn't know. I see Joe at the cellar all the time. I didn't know this about you.
I think it's fascinating. Sure. Have you ever come across a smelly one, Joe?
No, but you know what's interesting is like, I was always terrible even talking to women. And I was pretty shy, but once I started doing stand-up and started having a little bit of success, the nice thing is it does the work for you.
Yeah.
Like people will come up to you after shows, and you don't have to.
You don't have to approach.
You don't have to have a backstory. Like Sam probably tells people all kind of bull crap or whatever. I just go up and have a good set.
You just go up and hit it out of the park and let it speak for itself, right, Joe?
I've seen hot women throw themselves at Joe,
And you still
Joe
holding
just be
out.
like, let's get out of here. Let's go to the bar across the street. So,
I got bowling tomorrow. You know, I don't need any of this.
Well, weren't you seeing somebody?
Oh yeah, I have a girlfriend.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
How long you with her?
Since December.
And how does she feel about this? Because you're with her for 9 months now.
Yeah.
No,
been
it's 11 months.
Yeah, I think it's 9 months. I don't know. Well, I guess because we're October now. So that's, well,
9-10 months.
she's cool with it.
Do you kiss?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh, quite well, if you ask me. I am.
Does it turn you on?
Of course. Yeah.
Wow, and then it gets hot and heavy, and then you guys got to back off each other. I don't know how you live that way.
That's hard, man.
That is hard.
Really hard. Is she religious too?
Yep.
Oh, that helps.
Oh,
All right.
all right. You're on the same boat.
Yeah, if you both kind of, that's your thing, then it's not that bad.
Dude.
Yeah, I don't mean it as a judgmental thing or anything like that. It's just, you know, I'm a pretty awkward guy, and it's just,
No.
You're not.
Well, come
No,
on,
Joe, come on,
you guys
Joe.
are being nice.
Come on, Joe. You're like an old blanket we throw on. Money from home, Joe Buck.
So how? Oh man, I want to ask
This
questions.
is fascinating, yeah.
If you want us to stop, we'll stop.
Oh, you know, it's your show, so you guys go do what you do.
That's the right attitude Joe has.
Thank you, Joe Mackey. I appreciate that. So you guys get really hot and heavy. Then what happens? You go into separate rooms and take care of the beast.
Oh no,
Get the poison out, Joe. Do you get the poison out?
Oh, no, we don't really. You know, I feel kind of bad because maybe she wouldn't want me talking about that kind of stuff. But like,
Well, just what you do. You don't have to tell
oh,
what she
yeah.
does. What do you do?
you know, I just, you know, say goodnight and go home. You know, it's not that hard if it's what you're used to.
Oh, right. They don't live together either.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
When you go home, do you tug your prick?
Well, let's just put it this way. I clear my browsing history every time I have company.
Oh, you watch porn? Okay. That
Well,
helps.
yeah. I mean, that's just
I think you think you're being really secretive with these euphemisms.
no one's buying any of this
But
right
wait-
now. I don't want to check my Twitter.
You really do watch
Later.
it, but you really this is true what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So what kind of porn do you think Joe Mackey looks at?
I don't know. What kind
I'm
of porn
gonna
do you look
go
at?
voyeurism.
Tasteful.
Tasteful?
Yeah.
Tasteful.
Which is just
Natural.
regular sex?
There's a wedding at the, beginning, and
Comes on her face, and then he says, "Milady," right afterwards.
there's a very nice breakfast the next day. I'm like the orgasm happens, and I'm like, well, how's this really end? I mean, what about the next day? I mean,
What happens the next day? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, God, Joe Mackey. That's very fascinating.
Well.
How long have you been watching porn?
Well, I mean, how old's the internet?
It started, I don't know, I
Yeah.
guess 92-ish, if I
Yeah.
would guess.
It's been around for a while.
So you've been
But
watching that.
92 when people really started paying attention.
So 4 years now.
You've been watching it your whole adult life.
It's not all I do, you know.
No, I know.
Yeah, it's just not something, you know, I'm not as into it as a lot of people are, but I'm just a human being, so I make the same judgments that other guys make.
So you make mess.
Huh?
You make mess.
My apartment is filthy right now, if that's what you're asking, good sir. Got clothes all over the place. I'm a sloth. It's
What is
interesting, Joe?
What is your perfect woman? Someone that's religious, that's willing to hold out.
a nice person, that's sweet and pretty and smart And like, I'm sure pretty is probably more up there than I make it out to be. It kind of like, it bothers me that that's important, but it is.
Why does it bother you? It's physical. That's part of nature. Tell us who to breed with.
You're looking at this person every day. Why does it matter? Of course it should be.
It's a shallow part of who I am.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, this is how... I tried to go on a Craigslist date. This was like in 2005 because I hadn't had a date in a long time. So I was like, I'm not going to put a picture. I'm not going to ask for a picture. And a woman wrote me back. I'm a couple of years older. Is that okay?
Oh no.
She was like 50.
And you were like 34, 30.
I was like 20.
Oh no. 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So you were like 25, 26.
Where did you wind up meeting up with the old bag?
At a TGI Fridays.
Oh no. TGI Friday's date with a 50-year-old. Oh, yuck.
It was like a Thursday. So I didn't even have that.
What about happy hour? Was it at least happy hour?
Well, I had a beer or two, but it was just, I didn't want to be mean, but the whole time I'm like, why would you do that to you're going to get caught. Like, why do people lie when why do you put a personal picture when you look totally different? Like, why do you do that? You're going to get caught. And why would she think that this is an okay thing to...
And you're a nice guy, so you went through the date, I would assume.
I went through it, but you could tell I was pretty irritated.
Did she try to make moves on you?
No. She said, let's do this again. And I was like, okay, but then I didn't call her again.
Yeah. Wow.
She's telling the same story, but a lot differently somewhere else. And this 24-year-old, he was weird. He didn't want to fucking pay the check. He wouldn't touch me.
Weird voice.
That is a story, Joe.
Yeah.
Mackey.
Yeah.
You don't go to strip clubs or anything, right?
I don't like strip clubs. I don't know, do you guys like them? Because,
I don't like them.
They're all right. They're overrated, I think.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, it's kind of fun.
A good lap dance. If a girl gives a good lap dance, it's hard not to enjoy. Any girl that's going to rub her ass cheeks on your dick is a winner.
Nudity's always all right, but I don't know. Strip clubs are overrated. They're getting too serious with their profession, too.
Plus, I haven't been to one since a bachelor party 10 years ago, but, you go to have a good time, and then the strippers, they're their job is to try to get you to pay for those lap dances, and if
they get aggressive. You can't relax in there, Joe.
You can't be a cheapskate in a strip club.
No, you can't.
Oh,
and
no.
I do not want to make it rain. I want the weather to be good.
They also I took out my phone to text, and they're like, I was in the shittiest strip club in Milwaukee. It was like a year ago, and I take my phone out to text, and they're like, you got to get out of here. No photo. I'm like, I'm not taking photos of these disgusting strippers. I don't want to remember this.
Why would you want? Why would they think you want photos?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably the guys that don't want photographed, too. They don't want you taking pictures in there.
Sure.
Who knows? Private investigators get sent in there to fucking track down husbands and shit.
It's like when you're doing a set, it's distracting.
But meanwhile...
That's right.
Meanwhile, though, a girl I'm seeing did a Chippendales bachelorette party, and they're taking pictures of the guy's dick in their face. The guys could care less,
Yeah.
It's just a women thing.
Yeah, I'm sure the wives don't want that out there, though.
Right.
A married lady with a giant dick on her cheek. Oh, no, I had a Miller Lite last night. I don't know what I did. Drunken slobs. Awesome.
I think they get crazier than guys, I think.
I knew a guy who used to dance.
At these bachelorette parties?
Yeah, he said that they were much worse. He said the women are much worse
They get
than
very
men are with women.
touchy-feely.
Yeah, they grab your dick. One guy, Jim Florentine remembers him. I think his name was Cherry. I forget his name. He was a booker by the time we knew him. And Jim said sometimes the guy said sometimes the girls would fucking heat up coins and put a hot coin in your thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's like,
Why?
I don't know.
What the hell is that
Don't
about?
know. Do not know.
That's strange.
Coins are filthy, too.
Yes, they are.
That's just a terrible idea for a lot of reasons.
What are they taking a lighter to the coin? Someone's got to explain that.
Yeah,
if you
I
know
don't
what
get.
that's about.
I vaguely remember that. Just seems like a crazy thing to do.
And it's okay to be physically attracted to someone, Joe Mackey. I
Yes,
think that's
it is.
how it works.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I think what happens is you're physically attracted to someone, and then you hope they back it up with a good personality and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's probably true.
That's pretty much how it works.
Yeah, but a lot of the girls you meet that are really cool, aren't that attractive. And sometimes oh boy, when I was single, I was like, oh boy, that's a really cool girl, that you could date. But it's unfortunate that you're not attracted to them.
Yeah.
Do you like big boobs?
I like a pretty face more than anything else.
Nice eyes, nice smile.
Yeah, good.
You could be part of Jim Norton's documentary.
Yeah, just how I make people smile. I'm doing something on that.
Oh,
The whole documentary.
That's a beautiful thing to make the world happy.
Thank you, Jack.
all that's going on in the news. You got the California thing and the ISIS, and
Yeah.
Just looking over at news
Snowden
stories.
says he's
Are you trying to?
would go to jail to come back to
Are you
America.
trying to stop talking about
Are you
boobs,
trying to-
Joe Mack?
Yeah, I was
You
trying
want
to
us
change
to
the
move
subject.
on.
Do you guys notice that?
Do you like
No, I
big
want us
ones
to
or
move
small
on.
ones? Breasts.
No, I mean we can talk about whatever you want. I just I don't want to like.
All right, how about this? Are you a germaphobe?
Good question.
You're
Not
a little
really.
OCD
No,
about money.
No, I'm not a germaphobe because, well, I wouldn't be in New York City if I was. This city is a cesspool of germs. No offense, it's a beautiful city, New Yorkers. I love this place. But like, you gotta ride the subway, and like, what am I gonna carry a rag around every time I have to hold on to the pole?
Purell instead of a rag, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah, rag. 1920.
gloves.
I'll go with that for a second. When you have to grab those poles every once in a while, you're like,
It's
you
the
just feel the grease.
Yeah, and when you sit in the seats, especially on the end, you're like, somebody slept here last night. Which is sad, but it's also gross.
Well, they make the seats where you really can't sleep on them anymore.
It's tough, but I see them all. That you mean,
Yeah, the homeless, those people who sleep outdoors, those people, they can sleep on a fucking subway seat easily.
It's amazing.
It's amazing
how they can sleep.
It's amazing how they get a very good night's sleep as all hell is breaking loose around them. And
Yeah.
they're just snoring away.
Nick
There's
DiPaolo had a funny joke about that, about how he's a bad sleeper. He's like, you see a homeless guy, he's fucking, I think he said he's falling asleep with his a broken Michelob bottle on his eyes. He's like, I can't sleep on a $2,000 waterbed. It was some funny, I'm butchering Nick's great joke, but it was just a hilarious observation.
Yeah. Well, we're getting to know Joe Mackey.
Yeah.
And Sam Morril in studio as well. Do you guys hang out?
Yeah, it's
You guys are pals?
Oldest friend in
Yeah,
comedy,
we started comedy at the same comedy class.
DFC
class.
was
Wow, you guys came out of a class? That's encouraging,
Yeah.
'cause I never knew really a lot of good
comic
comics
strip.
that came out of classes, but that's good to know.
How many years ago?
10 back?
Yeah, just 10 years ago.
Who taught it, DF?
DF.
Yeah, and he was a good teacher because
Yeah,
he
I liked
really
it.
he forced you to only write clean at first, which is important at first.
At first.
And he kept you really rigid with a format, so you kind of learned what you needed in a joke to be there.
What was his motive for writing clean? That it's just harder to get work in the beginning if you're really dirty?
I think everyone comes in there writing dirty. That you know, and they would say, "Well, Andrew Dice Clay does it," and that was their justification. Well, you try to go make that, you know, original and funny at first. When you suck and you've never done it before, it's so hard. And teaching clean kind of forces you to think a little more.
Sure.
If you don't write clean in the beginning, you're never going to write
You're
clean. is
never
what
gonna
you're
Yeah, I
saying.
think that's good
Yeah.
advice because I had guys write me and ask for advice about clean comedy and should I just do what I want? And it's like, you know, in the beginning, it helps you to be able to do it because you can always write dirtier. Like
Yeah.
writing dirtier is always a little bit easier.
Do what you want once you've learned what you're doing.
Also, when you start burning material at all, you're just like, well, it's harder to create material if I'm going to be, you know, clean.
Yeah, if you're going to be on TV, you got to. I mean, even Pryor and Carlin did the Tonight Show. It's not like every comic has just been filthy. Kinnison did fucking.
Yeah.
Didn't you Letterman? I think. He did
Yeah.
SNL. I
Oh,
mean, he
yeah.
didn't curse on those shows.
Right.
He started off with "There's still time to call the church and stop this." Oh, it's a great set.
Yeah, and he did the fucking thing. I think it was on where he's doing the fucking nailing Christ in, but they chopped it out of the fucking replay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, he was a preacher though. I mean,
Yeah.
So he did a bit about
Yeah.
nailing Jesus into the cross and Christ screaming. It was a really funny bit.
Oh,
It's an
wow.
amazing bit.
Yeah.
Sam Kinison.
Remember he was defending
Great.
not booking Kinnison at the comic strip? You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
What?
We were just talking about how great Kinnison was one day at the comic strip. He was like, I never booked him. You know, we were
Who
just
said
like,
that?
And he was proud of that?
Yeah, well, we won't say his name, but yeah, we're just like, well, you should have.
And then he listed
probably
off
should've.
a bunch of great
Yeah.
comics. that were like,
Oh, we're writing a name down.
Yeah, I'm
here.
just saying. I'm going to guess. I think I know who it is.
But what was his reasoning for not booking Sam Kinison?
I think he just didn't like dirty acts. I think, you know, a lot of really good dirty acts
it
never
was
really
more
came through
than-
there, with the exception of Eddie Murphy, I think.
It was more than a dirty act, though. Does
I
he
agree.
understand the difference?
Yeah. Well, there's a
there
lot
are
of
people that are dirty just to be dirty, and then there's others making some pretty strong points.
There's a lot of bad comics that are dirty that murder, but there's a lot of good comics that are dirty and are great, but some guys can't tell the difference, and they'll even book the... There's a lot of dirty comics that work there that they
Also,
book.
if you introduce yourself as just like, this guy's a clean comic, oh, how about funny? Like, I don't think of Brian Regan as a clean comic. I think of him as hilarious.
He's a pig. Yeah, I agree. You're either funny or you're not.
Exactly. That's what it should be based on, but we know better.
Well, you
don't
make
we?
a lot more money if you're clean because you can do it. You have a lot more variety you can do. If you're clean, like I got like Regan, he makes a shit load of money because you can bring so many more people to see a guy like Regan than you can to see a dirty rat.
He murders too.
Yeah, he does. He crushes.
Where are you from, Joe?
I'm from State College, Pennsylvania, where Penn State University is.
Oh, well, now you think we're tying all in what happened here. Did you ever do any day programs when you were there when you were a kid?
I did meet Jerry Sandusky.
Of course you did. Let's get to the bottom of that.
All right, it's all starting to make sense.
Sure is. So what happened? Did he touch you where it's dirty?
Did you meet him in a basement?
No,
Joe?
Did his wife make you cookies?
He seemed to prey upon people without good families, and I was lucky to not be in that situation. So, but I didn't do his football camp. He had a day thing, like a 1 day, like football clinic I went to, and he seemed like a really nice guy.
Why did you go to the 1 day football clinic?
Oh, I don't know. I never even thought I was going to be a football person. That's ridiculous. Not with his face. Hollywood.
So you went during the day, and he was nice.
Seemed like a great guy. Everyone in town thought he was a great guy.
Yeah.
Like
that came out. You're right.
Did he pat you on the bottom for a good play?
No, and I wouldn't make a good play, but like it's people for the last 3 years or whatever. Every time people say I'm from Penn State or I grew up in State College, they're like, "Oh, did Jerry Sandusky molest you?" And just once, I just want to lie and say yes.
Sure, why you should? Why not?
No, it's just like such a, like, I don't know. People, the first 5 times I was like, this is annoying to me now. But like, it's just, I don't know. It's unfortunate that such a nice town has.
Sure.
That's what everyone talks about.
Has been sullied.
Yes, he's besmirched our fine reputation, and I won't stand for it any longer.
But I wouldn't have asked that. But it comes down to, like, you say you're a virgin and you have these.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, maybe was there any, and then you say, I took a Sandusky class. You're like, aha.
You didn't ask it like a, yeah. You did,
I asked it like lecherously. Did he fuck you?
Yeah. Also, it's like, it's died down now, too. Sure. It was just like for. I go to an open mic, it's like, oh, you're from State College. Oh, God.
Also, you had to hear the Catholic jokes. I mean, you had to hear a lot of pedophile jokes.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I would tell a joke when people would, I don't want to say it, but like about how you think, it's like people say, why do bad things happen to good people? It's like, well, how do you know they're good people sometimes? Because you never really know. You never really know what else is going on in people's lives. And that was just the premise of the joke was that. And, I don't know. It's just, it's really sad that it happened. And, oh boy. Still can't believe that happened.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one for a town.
Yeah, it really is.
You wonder what the wives are thinking in that situation, like like Cosby's wife or Sandusky's wife. You're like, they must on some level know something sneaky.
Cosby's wife, she probably didn't know he was raping them. She probably knew he was just cheating. And she's like, look, I'm fucking married into an empire. I look like Nelson Mandela at this point. What am I going to do? I'll stick with him. She's stuck with him.
She had to know he was a womanizer. Sure. Sandusky never, asked you into the showers or anything, right?
It wasn't even like an overnight thing or anything like that. No, I met him, literally met him one time. And it was like a day camp. It was there was like 100 kids. It was a nice thing.
How old were you?
Maybe 10.
Well, you're prime age, so you got lucky. Boy, there must have been a real looker in there who outshined you.
Wonder how close you were.
Oh, that was a good-looking kid. I mean,
oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, those rosy red cheeks.
Yeah. Eager young lad.
Cherub face.
Yeah, very pinchable cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice head of hair to just run your fingers through.
Lustrous is how it was described.
Delightful bounce to it. Well, you got lucky.
Yeah.
You got lucky.
I think you're right.
Where'd you start stand-up?
I did a couple open mics in college, but you can't you need a club or you need somewhere to do it because open mics in college towns is people playing Dave Matthews covers. And so I came to New York and I took the class. You don't know where to start. And I watched Comedian, that Seinfeld documentary, and I researched it. And the comic strip at the time would do auditions on Monday nights. I don't know how you pass there, but like, there was this lady, Starla Muraz, would run and it would be a program. So you get to perform with real comics, and if you took the class, they would do an audition show. And that's how I ended up passing, but it was...
But she pulled that shit on you where she had you come in, and then during your set, she just left the room on an audition show.
I could see her leave.
Yeah.
You could see people, and I was like, oh, that's... Maybe she saw what she needed to see, and...
But then she passed you?
No, I passed,
Who passed you, JR?
Greg.
Greg?
Yeah, and I passed from the show audition. I didn't pass from the regular one. But if you research it, that was the only club that had a path to getting real shows, which is hard to do.
That was one thing I'll give the strip, is they had like late night, so comics went on after the regular show, and we had to... Was that around when you were coming up?
Yeah, that's how I got in there. I mean, actually, Lucian never liked me. He didn't hate me, but the guy Lucian who used to run it was legendary for being shitty to comedians. But again, if he liked you, he liked you. And he would talk like this, and I don't do a good Lucian impression, but there's plenty of guys that do. And he would, you'd audition for him, and then he would take you into his little tiny office in the front of the strip. And it was never great, but he wasn't awful to me when he failed me. I finally got in '95 because I won some contest there to go before the Aspen It was the Vale Comedy Festival. So I just started getting spots after that. But I would get one a week late. But there was late night. Yeah, you'd go in. I would go in with Florentine and this guy Eric McMahon, a comedian buddy from Jersey, and sometimes Vinnie Brand, and we would just hang out and maybe get on at midnight.
Yeah, that's what we did. And it was, the shows usually suck then, because it's people who've seen 8 real, like, professional comics, and they haven't left. And a lot of times...
And we get cut by... They'd have a right side of late night and a left side, and if you showed up... We'd be there 3 hours, and if you want... Because we were on the right side. If you were on the left side, you could show up at the last minute and just cut right in front of us. So it was infuriating.
It was people who were passed for real spots. It was...
Yes.
And sometimes it wasn't the best comics because they weren't getting real spots, but, like... 10 years ago, maybe they got real spots, and
they haven't written since.
Yeah,
and they were like, usually it was an occasionally good one, but it was usually garbage. Yeah. And they put us through the ringer there. And in some ways, it was good for us. It definitely made us better comics. But I mean, I remember when I auditioned there, when I finally got past there, they put me on. They were trying to do a reality show, so they were trying to do like a
American Idol.
Yeah, it was like an American Idol type show where like the booker at the time, JR, was trying to be Simon. So he would just trash everyone. So I went on there with all these amateur comics, and I remember the first time I did it, this one guy had a meltdown, right? I'd waited, I drew number 7 out of 7, and the guy who got number 6, 70 people in the room, he had a complete meltdown, and he walked the entire room. So I performed for like 4 people, so I had to come back.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then I went back, and it was 3 comics judges, and one of them was kind of shitty to me, the other 2 were, but like, you still remember who that comic was who was shitty, because you're like, what comic would want to judge? I wouldn't want to.
No, that'd be hard. I could be hard to be shitty to comics, like legitimately shitty too. You make fun of them, but to be like, I did one of those things at there too with it was Richie Tinkin, who was the owner, and a couple other people, and I could goof on them. I think I guest judged her one time, but to be cruel to them, it's like, these are young guys. Like, if it's a guy doing it 15 years and he stinks, he can handle it. But a guy who's brand new, it's like,
you gotta help him out a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Some of that constructive criticism, right?
Do you remember the comedian who was shitty to you though?
Of course, yeah. And I see him around every now and then, and I wasn't a fan of his comedy, and you're so tempted to be like, well, I think you suck, you know?
Did he say you suck?
No, he said, I think you're, he said something like, you're kind of hacky, and I was just like,
okay.
And what happened?
I think you suck.
Yes, and I think he was right.
It was Joe Mackey. But no, and then I remember JR, who was trying to be the Simon. I had a really good set, and he said, I've seen most of that 5 minutes. And I was like, well, it was an audition set. And he's like, I don't want to pass you. And the crowd was actually on my side because I was the only one who had a decent set. And Marina Franklin came in after a few drinks, and she was like, "This is bullshit. It's an audition set." She was like, I was a younger comic, and she was really supportive. And he's like, "All right." And Sherrod Small was hosting, and he was really supportive because he had seen Joe and I around. And he was
the
always,
two blacks. I see.
The blacks came to my aid.
Oh, boy.
And then he's like, "Come back." He's like, "All right, come back next week, new material." I was like, "All right," and then I ended up passing the next week.
Nice.
But it took 4 or 5 auditions, you know. It's always
what you guys have to go through. My God.
A strip, I don't go into it at all. I just never felt
comfortable in there.
Whenever I was doing TV, for me to go into the strip was always good beforehand to work my clean set because I would always bomb my fucking dumb face off, and that got it out of the way.
I actually met you at the strip.
Did we meet at the strip?
I was doing late night. This was like 8 years ago, and I don't know why you were in there. I think you were in there just for 1 minute. You were really friendly though, because I was like, "Oh, I'm a young comic," and I usually don't talk to people, but you were at the bar by yourself at the time. I think you were talking to JR or Greg or something. That was a good story.
Well, no, I mean, I'm interested to hear it. So you said hello and we said hi?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Sorry, you probably just lost.
No, you always want to be nice to the new
fine.
comics.
These guys got their egg sandwiches in front of them. We can take a quick break, let you guys eat.
Okay.
Is that all right, Joe? What are you promoting, Joe Machi?
Oh, I'm working at the Parlor in Bellevue near Seattle this Thursday to Saturday. It's going to be a heck of a time. Come out.
Yeah, it's a good club. I was there not long ago. Very nice.
Oh, good.
You like Seattle?
It'll be my second time there. I had a blast the last time, so...
Was it cloudy or sunny?
It misted the whole time, so I'm going to bring some sunshine to their lives in the Pacific Northwest.
That's the way to look at it, Joe.
It's kind of nice when it's misty out that way. Not for the locals that have to deal with it every single day.
Yeah.
If you go there and just visit, it's kind of cool. I love Seattle.
I was just there over the weekend. I like it a lot, too.
Yeah, you were just at Laughs.
Laughs in Kirkland. It was pretty fun.
Are the people cool out there?
The crowds were great.
They
were awesome.
They enjoy their comedy, I would assume.
Yeah, and they came out. They come out there too. They were good crowds there.
Good. And Sam, where are you going to be? Sam Morril.
My Comedy Central special is on October 24th.
Nice.
And my album comes out the day before, October 23rd. It's called Class Act, and it will be on iTunes. So
where did you shoot?
Village Underground.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's for my album. The special is at the Royale in Boston.
Oh, good. The Royale. I don't know that theater.
Yeah, it was the half-hour thing. That's where they just shot them all.
Awesome.
That's very
good
cool.
for you, man.
It's fun. Thank
Sounds
you.
funny. So's Joe.
And Jimmy's going to be in Irvine.
Yeah, I go to Irvine Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I got a bunch of stuff: Albany, Charlotte, Erie, Jacksonville, and then I'll just go to my site if you want to, if you're interested.
That Erie club was fun.
You know, it used to be a totally clean club, and it's not anymore.
It's not anymore. Yeah, I think the original owners bought it back from the people who had it totally clean. It was I was there in February. Heck of a. They came out there too.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
Those totally clean clubs, they're always itching for a cum joke or a dick joke. You know, you can always just feel it.
You know they want it.
They tell you not to do it, but then if the crowd laughs, like, oh, that was fine.
Yeah.
I've never done
okay with it.
A clean club like that.
All right. When we get back, the Rage Against the Machine bassist doesn't believe in the moon landing or ISIS.
How do you not believe in ISIS?
Well, we're going to explain next. Stay there. Oh, we got a lot going on in the studio today. We got Joe Machi for the first time, getting to know him a bit, and Sam Morril, who's starting to do our show more and more, and we're happy about that, Sam.
Me too.
Very happy about that. Is everyone's mic on? I think so. Oh, there you go, Joe. Did you want to talk about that, or no?
Yeah, why not?
What happened? I missed it in the break.
He's having a good appearance, and the feedback on Joe Machi is very, very good. And then he has to read someone calling him a joke thief, and he was explaining it to me during the break, and it's just not fair. It's just not fair.
And
with
that's
these
not what
people.
I meant, by the way. Go ahead.
Oh, well, what happened was, and Sam can vouch for me on this. When I started doing sets, I would say gang and team to address the crowd for years, and there's even a clip of me doing it on YouTube in 2010, and Colin Quinn on Twitter calls people gang and team. So when I said, I've since stopped doing it because I found it kind of gimmicky to do in a stand-up set. But since
so
I say gang and team,
Colin Quinn gimmicky?
No. His Twitter's one of the best Twitter feeds. But in stand-up, I felt like people started to expect me to do it because I did it on Last Comic Standing, and it was a way to get a laugh without telling a joke. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to be the gang and team comedian, so I'm going to stop saying it. But people don't know that I've been doing that for years, and they know Colin's Twitter feed.
So they think you stole from Colin.
Yeah, and it's so easy to just accuse someone without doing any research, and that's what's frustrating about it. But at least they think I'm stealing from a good comedian.
Yeah,
but you're not. And
No.
Sam Morril's going to back you up now.
Yeah,
Sam.
it's not like you're taking a joke. It's like an expression. It's not even a.
No, and I was doing it before Twitter even existed. So it's like.
And just so you know, Colin Quinn's not accusing you of that. whatsoever,
but it's embarrassing because people will tag him. Like, it's only happened like 3 times, but people will tag him in a tweet. It's like, Joe Mackey's stealing your Twitter or something. And I'm like, oh, great, he's going to see this. And, it's like, you don't want like a really good comic to think you're some hack ripoff artist. So it's one of those things I'm just like, I'm not angry about it. I'm just frustrated because how do you respond to people who aren't going to look into it?
Because you know the real story.
Yeah.
And that's what frustrates you.
Yeah.
And you know you didn't rip off Colin Quinn.
No, and if I was going to steal stuff, I would steal jokes, wouldn't I? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard that.
Well,
sorry to hear that.
Oh, no problem.
You should apologize to Colin Quinn, and we'll move on from this.
Have you talked to Colin about it?
No, I don't know.
He's a little heated.
He seems very friendly. I just don't know him very well, and it's already like I just feel like
you got that right, by the way. Seems.
He's been very friendly when I've interacted with him. It's just
he always is at first. He turns into a pile of steaming garbage. Not long after. I told you we were down there fucking looking at boats together, eating ice cream.
Yes.
It was fucking so. I'm like, I'm on a date with Colin.
Yeah,
it was so romantic.
Just walking around
recently.
Yeah,
3 weeks, a month ago.
I remember you telling us.
Down looking at boats. It's fucking nice, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, I guess it is. We're just 2 old men that could never fucking find that special someone.
It's like a scene from Arthur or something.
That was awful.
Looking at the boats on the river.
2 aging moes just looking at the boats.
Didn't he make fun of your ice cream or something? I'm trying to remember. He said something awful to you.
He might have, but the ice cream was so good I actually treated myself to 2 cones.
Yes. 2 scoops or 2 cones?
2 cones. I went back and got another one.
No kidding.
Oh boy. Yeah. Colin gave me the business for that one.
I think that's what it was. He gave you the business on it.
Couldn't help it.
So, you guys fans of Rage Against the Machine?
Not really. The white guys with dreadlocks, right?
So
I don't know much about them.
I don't like them.
I don't really know much.
I definitely like their music. Although, rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. Jimmy broke down that song recently, and I saw Jim's point.
Yeah, just fucking fake Mavericks. Whoa, you're going to go around Rodeo with a shotgun. What a dangerous area you are. Wow, these guys fucking go after the rich, man.
It's also like they do an award show, and then they mess up with they do something outlandish at the award show. And it's like, well, why'd you go to the award show?
Exactly. It's like, don't go. Like, you know who had a right to shit on award shows? Brando. Because he fucking, when the Oscar came up, he sent some fucking chick to babble.
Yeah.
That's balls.
Yes.
Where George C. Scott, I think, didn't accept his best Oscar. That's how you tell an award show to go fuck itself.
But Woody Allen just doesn't even show up.
Yeah, don't even go.
Just doesn't go.
That's real balls. I'm with Mackie. These people that go to these award shows and like, award shows.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
I want to network and be seen, but I'm also
exactly. Speaking of Marlon Brando, I meant to tell Jimmy this morning, might as well tell him on air, this lady that we had in for the doc show last night turned us on to a Brando documentary. I don't know if you've seen it yet, and I know you like Marlon Brando. Basically, it's audio of him on the phone or something, she was saying?
It sounds like it's one side of a conversation.
One side of a conversation, and they fill in the pictures of the things he's talking about. And there's like a conversation he had with Michael Jackson, but you don't hear Michael Jackson, but you hear him talking to Michael Jackson. She says it's amazing.
Wow. So he called Michael?
Yeah, all his phone calls, and they have just so much audio of him, and they put it together in a documentary. Do you know what it's called?
I'm looking it up.
I'm looking.
But it sounds fascinating.
One psychopath talks to another?
Yeah.
Could you find 2 more successful, famous fucking lunatics?
It's called Listen to Me, Marlon.
Yeah.
A documentary that utilizes hundreds of hours of audio that Marlon Brando recorded over the course of his life to tell this screen legend story. That sounds like it's a good... Is it out yet?
It came out this summer.
Oh, it came out... Why didn't we hear about this?
I didn't hear about it.
They're calling it a masterpiece. Anyway, Jimmy's a Brando fan, so
I would love to hear that. Sure.
Listen to Me, Marlon. I'm definitely checking that out.
And Rage Against the Machine, like I don't say, like I'm not a fan, but I don't think that they're bad musicians or that they're like they're not talented guys. Yeah,
really talented.
I just don't like I just that message kind of irritates me. Like,
Well, Tim Comerford, right? That's how you say it. Most notable, the bassist for the rap metal band Rage Against the Machine, unveiled himself as a believer of conspiracy theories. Where you at, Joe, with the conspiracy theories? You believe in any of this?
Well, I think ISIS probably exists. There's people in ISIS that would disagree that they don't exist. You could just ask ISIS.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're
Ask
here.
ISIS. This is a great fucking, it's a great talk show. You calling for advice? Behead her. Behead her. Beat her to death. Yeah. Thank you. My wife smiled at a half moon. Kill her. Burn her vagina. Good point.
Any of these conspiracies you're into, though? Loch Ness Monster? Let's go with the easy ones. Bigfoot?
Well, if there was a Loch Ness Monster, he's not doing a good job being a monster because who's he killing? What the hell kind of monster just sits out in a lake and you don't even know he's there?
That's a good point.
Plus, you could find it so easily with all the technology these days. And Bigfoot, I mean, come on. If there was a Bigfoot, we've killed all the big feet.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean,
yeah, Loch Ness Monster, it has no track record of being a monster. You're 100% right.
Yeah,
I think 0 victims would be the number.
Yeah,
Zero.
The fisherman got a grainy image. Why is it always a grainy image? Like, there's good cameras that you could, like, I could take a good picture.
The most famous photo has been declared a hoax. The guy who took this, called the surgeon's photo, yeah, which is a very famous silhouette picture. He said it was just something he turned upside down and snapped the photo.
Man, unbelievable.
By the way, I met a cabbie last night as I was coming home late, and would he babble about conspiracy stuff? How the Smithsonian has a bunch of American Indian bones of people who are 10 to 12 feet tall, and there was once a 36-foot tall man. I taped him, but I didn't get much tape of him. It was more me responding. You couldn't hear it.
Can we hear it?
I'll play it later. I don't know if it's any good. I forgot about it till Joe.
Yeah,
just
but that's
said
like a
Bigfoot.
Marlon Brando thing. Let's listen to Jim Norton.
I don't want to do it now. Let me listen to it first.
Listen, maybe there's a little.
I like these guys.
A little piece.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
I love talking to the cab drivers.
Yeah, he's a white guy. And he
I
looked
talk
me
to
in the-
every single guy, and the white ones are the crazy ones.
He looked at me in the mirror when I got in, and we was bumper to bumper traffic, and he goes, "Yeah, you want to hear something funny?" And immediately I'm like, "No," but I'm like, "Yeah," and he goes, "So Donald Trump and his wife's being interviewed," and she goes, "I met Donald. I didn't even know who he was." And he asked me for my number, and I said no. But then I got home, and a little while later, I changed my mind, and I called him. And I'm like, that was my reaction. Stunned silence. And I'm like, what do you, I don't, like, what? He goes, you know what I mean, right? I'm like, no. And he goes, she called him later. I'm like, oh, so she already had his number. He goes, yeah, she probably did some research and found out how much he's worth. I'm like,
yuck.
That's the opening line. I didn't start recording until 15 minutes in, unfortunately.
Oh, my God.
I realized I had a gem.
These guys have a lot to say.
Slowly lollygagging down 23rd Street. No rush whatsoever.
Oh, boy.
Nice, slow ride.
Oh,
Take the
boy.
long way home. Slow down for the yellow and keep talking.
These guys want to talk too, man. If you say, hey, how are you doing? They will tell you how they're doing. And it's always weird to see a female cabbie, right?
Yeah.
Is that bad to say? Every once in a while you get in and there's a female cabbie that takes you back for a second.
I
Like,
don't
whoa,
think
what's
I've ever-
this?
I don't think I've ever.
I've had, yeah. I had the conspiracy theory guy once, and I was like, please stop. I put my headphones in thinking he'd get the hint. He just talked louder. He's like, I probably gotta,
Jimmy had the best cab driver ever. The guy with the American flag ties.
The courteous cabbie, was he called? Or
Oh,
was
that's right.
I'm trying to remember. We dragged him in here because Jimmy, he was so amazing that Jimmy exchanged numbers or whatever with the guy.
I got his card.
We got him in. He hands positive thoughts out.
the positive cabbie, I think. And,
Positive cabbie. There was a website if you could maybe quickly find.
He
it.
was a nice man. I Ramoned him.
He absolutely was a nice guy.
What was his name?
Paul the Positive.
Paul the Positive Cabbie, and he would give messages of positivity. He was wearing like a suit or whatever when you get in a tuxedo, and he was like, "I'm Paul the Positive." It was this whole thing.
Things get better, gang.
I think he lost his mind after 9/11. I don't remember, but I get he was a lovely man. He wasn't
He was
rather
fine.
pleasant fellow.
Yeah, he was a fine gentleman.
I hope he's well.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So the Rage Against the Machine bassist.
What did he
were we?
say?
So,
How do you not believe ISIS exists?
Well, speaking of Rolling Stone, the musician admits to believing some of the more popular conspiracy theories and said he even confronted Buzz Aldrin once about the moon landing being fake. Where you at with the moon landing, Joe?
Oh, I believe it happened because.
Go away.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, prove it though.
Well, I can't prove it, but we got the videotape, and we have the rockets. We still have those Saturn V's sitting around. I mean,
Why haven't we gone back?
Yeah.
there's just not much there that we can do anything with. Also, the space shuttle. Oh man, I could talk NASA all day. The space shuttle. See, the Air Force wanted cargo delivery, and NASA wanted human carrying ability. So it had to be so big that they couldn't mount it on top of the rockets. They had to mount it on the side. All kind of technical problems. They said it was going to launch like every 2 weeks. There'd be a space shuttle launch. The entire history of the program, it was only about 100 launches. So it was far more. It was like an order of magnitude more expensive. So this how ineffective and disastrous the space shuttle was ended up taking money away from all NASA's other projects. They were supposed to have a second stage for it that could make it break the Earth's gravity, where instead of all we could do is go in orbit around Earth, we couldn't even go to the moon with it.
And there's really nothing up there. It's like now they could just send a probe up to get a bunch of fucking rocks. What are you going to grab from the moon?
Yeah,
I think that'd just be cool to do. Sometimes it's just cool to.
They want to ever spend the money elsewhere and go to Mars. They're working on going to Mars.
Yeah.
Why don't we put one of those little robotic things on the moon and let it tool around and show everybody where the fucking flag is? Right, Joe?
Yeah.
And the footprints.
And the car.
Did we leave the car behind?
I think we left the car.
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a car, but more like a golf cart.
It's like a moon buggy.
A moon buggy. Let's go with a moon buggy.
Moon buggy.
Yeah, and you see the clips. The guy just recorded an album on the International Space Station. He recorded an album of acoustic guitar. I'm like, why are we paying for this?
We had him in. Is that Chris?
Yes,
Chris Haddonfield.
Hadfield?
Haddonfield,
yeah.
He's Canadian.
He was very cool.
Oh.
He's a very bright man, too. Very bright.
But he talked about all the stuff that you have to go through as an astronaut physically to get to space. And just the odds are so astronomically against you getting into space because of all the medical shit that can go wrong.
That you got to pass.
If you have the flu, you're not going. Like all this, anything that can shut a mission down.
I bet he didn't have a bad elbow, Jim.
No, and if he did, they fixed it before he went. Because anything that will fuck you up, man.
You got to make sure.
Yeah, but it's fascinating to read his book.
All right, so he confronted Buzz Aldrin, the guy from Rage Against the Machine, about the moon landing being fake. I got into it with Buzz Aldrin 5 years ago.
Buzz, better watch it. This is a guy that once rode down Rodeo with a shotgun. This is a guy who confronts people.
He confronted him 5 years ago at a John Cusack movie premiere.
He only starts shit at the dangerous places.
Yeah. This guy doesn't play games. Surprised he didn't roll through that movie premiere with a shotgun. Oh, my goodness.
How annoying must that be to be Buzz Aldrin? You went to the moon and some fucked up rock star walks up to you and like, it's a hoax, man. You know?
Well, we're not going to defend Buzz Aldrin.
He's not a particularly nice guy, but he absolutely went to the fucking moon.
Sam, you're absolutely right. But we had not our issues, but Buzz Aldrin.
He was douchey to me on more than one occasion.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's a douche. However, I would still. He would have to slap me in the face for me to be rude to him because he's Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah,
he was in here. He's a little cunt. He's cranky. But we were talking about something. He wrote a book about going to Mars, and I asked him, one of the questions I asked him was, so what kind of like the mental testing you'd have to go through to go on that mission? Because that's like 3 years each way, I think. And he's like, he got annoyed at the question. He's like, well, let's not dilly-dally. I have to get over to CNN. Oh, sorry, fuck. Just trying to help promote your fucking shitty book.
Because we try to do things a little differently here. We try to have conversations and stuff, and he just wanted to get out to get to CNN.
We had interviewed him before,
dilly-dally.
and I had met him at a separate occasion. It was never particularly pleasant. But again, he's Buzz Aldrin, so I was like, hey, you're right, I'm a dilly-dallying shitbird. I'll shut up.
You got to bow to Buzz Aldrin for what he has accomplished in his life.
He's contributed too much to the species.
Of course.
I'm in no position to fucking be a dick to that guy. He's earned that right to be cranky.
I think after you go up to the moon, too, you just don't want to tolerate humans in general.
Why would he? I blink a lot, and I'm moderately successful. I have nothing to offer Buzz Aldrin. Nothing of interest.
He probably sees it very differently when you're just looking at Earth from that vantage point.
A pale blue dot, as they say.
Yes. Puts everything in perspective, they say.
Yes.
Yep.
A lot of these guys come back changed people. They become very spiritual.
Right.
And they talk about how they just don't understand why we fight with each other on Earth when you realize how insignificant we are.
Sure.
And that's only from the moon's perspective. You go a little further out, then it gets completely ridiculous. Anyway, there was a bunch of people gathered around. This is the guy from Rage talking about Buzz Aldrin. And I said, hey, I have a question. You have all these missions to the moon. How come there's no picture of the flags on the moon? The bassist said Aldrin stumbled for an answer. So it gave him more confidence that the Apollo landing was bogus. So he stumbles for an answer. So this guy's like, aha. He gets all frustrated and says, I'm just trying to remember what they told me to say. That's what he said. Those were his exact words. And if you know Buzz Aldrin, that's exactly what he would say. Because he's sick of those stupid
he's
questions.
Probably making fun of the guy, and the guy didn't get it.
I like that the Soviets didn't dispute the moon landing, but the basis for Reagan has figured it
He
out.
cracked the conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be the #1 conspiracy guys, the Soviet Union. It would make us look horrible.
Yeah, they would have jumped
Mac,
on
you're a
that.
smart guy. And then he moves on. But talking foreign policy ignited some of his rage. Like ISIS. I don't believe ISIS is real, he said. He claimed that ISIS and its video depicting executions are elaborate, highly produced propaganda videos ordered by a global cabal. Is that how you say that? C-A-B-A-L? Cabal?
Yeah.
So we could go drop bombs.
There are some people that just, it's more comfortable for them to believe in conspiracy. Tell it to the family of the fucking, I forget his name, James, the guy who was beheaded, the reporter.
Right.
And there was one of the guys who has been freed from ISIS who actually saw this happen or saw something that happened. They're real. They're absolutely, I've seen enough videos of them burning people alive. That's another advantage you get when you watch some of these fucking horrible videos is some dumbbell that wants to tell you they don't exist.
Yeah.
They exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple as
There's
that.
video. And they're not all hoaxes. There's not hoaxes of them hanging these men upside down and burning them alive. The reason that they don't show you the graphic beheading on ISIS is because they are marketing, they're brilliant marketing guys, and they want to keep it on YouTube and other social media outlets that would yank it for the violence. So they leave it on there, and they also think it's easier to probably get recruits without showing the graphic nature, just showing the power in the head. But when you watch someone's fucking head get sawed through, it's a different animal.
Yeah.
It's a different thing than just seeing it being held.
Absolutely. He continues with the ISIS thing. It's a bunch of shit. I don't believe that Jihadi John beheading videos. Go look at those videos and study them and see if you don't think they're fake.
Yeah, you do that. You study them all. Make your brilliant decisions.
He talks about the lizard people.
Oh, good.
On the lizard people running world governments, I'm reading this cold, I didn't even read it ahead of time. Cover-ups go so much deeper than just the U.S. government. It's the same people that put presidents in office all over the world. It's a global conspiracy of people whose names we'll never know, but they're the ones who really run the show because they're the ones with the deepest pockets.
Sure. And they don't get cancer either, and they don't die of heart attacks, they don't get strokes. They're magic people, and they live in a magic land where no one ever tells secrets, and they just run the world. How old are you?
He's got something to say about Donald Trump.
Oh, why wouldn't he?
He has united these racist people in
Of
America
course,
to
we're all
focus on
racist.
immigration.
Yes.
And at the last minute, mark my words, he's going to drop out and he's going to hand the sword over to Jeb. And Jeb will get all the supporters that Trump has.
That may be true. But there's no conspiracy there. That's just because he's not going to win.
Where are you at with the Trump?
I mean, that doesn't seem like he would give it to Jeb, of all people. It seems like he's calling Jeb boring. If anyone, maybe he'd give it to Fiorina or something.
You think she has a shot?
I think she does.
She's rising in the polls.
Yeah.
She's not going away.
I think it's sad.
It's because she looks like Harry Dean Stanton, and we all want a president who looks like Harry Dean Stanton.
No, I think it's kind of sad that one soundbite kind of like shot her up in the polls. I mean, that's really what it was. I think.
Trump thing? Kind of calling her ugly?
Yeah, and she'd be like, I think the women have heard what he said, and that she was been soaring ever since that.
Yeah, that was a moment for her.
Because she's the only person that made a point on him.
Yeah.
The rest of them are just fucking groveling idiots trying to get him to like them so he doesn't shit on them.
Right.
Yeah.
And she just fucking smashed them because she's another CEO.
Right, she
Yeah.
smashed him back.
Yeah.
On voting. Now, this is the Rage Against the Machine guy, right? We're still there? Okay.
Yep.
I don't care whether a Republican or Democrat wins, the same shit's going to happen. That's why you'll never see me at the ballot box ever.
I don't disagree with him.
I'm kind of with them on this one. It's all bullshit. They're not the ones calling the shots. Whether it's the heads of the corporations or the military guys that have been in there for 30 years, there's no president coming in every 4 years and telling those motherfuckers what to do. I give them that one. Gotta give them that one.
Partially.
That was an easy one, though.
Yeah.
And then on the moon landing,
It's all bullshit. That's an easy stance.
on the moon landing, he continues. The one thing I always question: we put the flag on the moon. Why did we put a metal rod on the top of it? Why wouldn't we just plant it into the moon's surface and have the astronaut pull it out and let it go, and we could watch it do its dance on the moon?
There's no wind on the moon.
Exactly.
Would it be just floating a little bit, though?
No, it wouldn't be unfurled.
No, I understand that, but he's saying like maybe it would just float there.
It's a metal. It's not a cloth flag. Is what NASA said about that. I don't recall what kind of metal it's made out of though. But it looks like it's floating, but it does that on purpose, because there's no wind on the moon. If you added up the moon's atmosphere, it's like 200 pounds. The whole atmosphere of the moon.
So yeah, it would just be laying there.
Mackie knows about space.
Yeah.
You know this, Sam.
I know nothing about this.
No, but this is his hobby.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
I
his
know.
thing.
I know that he's a science guy.
Oh
yeah, for
man,
sure.
Battlestar Galactica.
But his point is, if you don't plant it into the moon's surface, then it would float a little bit. Is that true, Joe Mackey?
No, you'd weigh 1/12. You weigh 1/12 of what you weigh on Earth
Oh,
on
I'd
the
love
moon.
to go there. I'm kidding.
But it still has gravity. Gravity still exists on the moon.
Yeah.
By the way, the Rage bassist is right, though, because they had a very, very rebellious message, and they were silenced. Oh, that's right. They weren't. No one cared. Say whatever you want.
Right.
Wow, it's interesting that this big world government, nobody shut them up. Boy, they're telling the truth about everybody, and nobody's telling them to be quiet.
Yeah, we're on Viacom's networks tomorrow.
Yeah, we told everyone to shut up, except the big labels. Stop it.
Go back to that moon landing thing. There was one more sentence in there. And then we can move on. Let's see. So, top of it. Why wouldn't we just plant it on the moon's surface and have the astronaut pull it out and let it go, and we could watch it do its dance on the moon? It would have been an image we couldn't have faked, and one that we would have never forgotten.
I think the one that's up there is pretty iconic.
And people...
Yeah, we have the regolith from the moon, too. Like, we have samples of moon rocks. I mean, how do we get that?
Meteorites that landed on Earth.
Oh, that's a good point.
From the Grand Canyon, Joe.
All fake.
Just fine.
Who says they're from the moon?
Yeah, exactly. Just finding rocks that look like they could have been from the moon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So silly.
It is silly.
I think people, I think, what was the conspiracy? Oh, I watched something on 9/11 conspiracy on, it was on Netflix, and it showed the conspiracy theorists, and then how their theories were being tested. And, oh, you can't melt steel, you can't do all this. And watching the tests that they conducted, and then watching the way the conspiracy guys reacted to it, it's just, it makes me dislike them because they don't look at evidence the way I look at evidence. Like, they're so married to I'm not married to the idea of Al Qaeda doing it. I really am not. I don't think the government's great. They're fucking shit. Maybe they did. But then you watch it, you're like, nah, it was Al Qaeda. Yeah. They just look at it different, man. They want the conspiracy so bad.
Of course.
Yeah, they're almost like it's almost like atheists who are like so certain. They act like they're more open-minded, but in some ways they're more closed-minded.
Yeah. People, they're married to the idea behind what they think. So it's not the idea of it being disproven it's too big for them.
Right.
Plus, steel you have to melt steel to make stuff out of steel. It melts.
Yeah, of course it does melt.
Nothing doesn't melt. I mean, I feel kind of silly saying that, but
it's true.
Yeah,
Well, it's a good point.
But they showed how it weakens, and it just weakens, and it made perfect sense.
I love that. That's the conspiracy. It's like no one can believe a jetliner full of fuel can knock down a building. I'd buy that. Seems like a pretty big collision. Like I could see the conspiracy coming from who flew the jetliners or that,
Right.
but it's weird that the conspiracy is like, oh no, that building would be fine. It's like,
the way things fall, that's exactly.
And buildings aren't that impressive. They're mostly made out of air. There's more air in buildings than anything else. They're pretty hollow. They're not as strong as you would think they are.
I want to build a building that only has a few feet to walk around in, a solid brick building that can never be knocked down.
God,
It's got like 6 square feet per floor.
6?
Yes.
That'd be a waste.
a pyramid.
Yeah. It's just solid brick.
How tall's the building?
2 stories.
2 stories.
I know you thought I was going to go high there,
Yeah, I thought
so I
you'd go
ruined
really-
it. I
really
ended the
high.
bid immediately. 2 stories.
It's not that tall.
Nope. Rihanna is saying some stuff today, too.
Hopefully it's fuck my ass, Jim. Had higher hopes for that.
No, I couldn't laugh as soon as you said ass with her. Those ass pictures.
It's in the post, right?
When the photographer's behind her getting the shot. Oh, my God. Drives me. Let's show Joe Mackey. I want to see if Joe Mackey finds this attractive. She did this photo spread. For, I think, like a French magazine. It is ridiculous. I don't think it made the post, guys.
Hold on.
If you go to images, it'll be one that pops up. She's on all fours, and actually, I don't think there's anyone behind her, but you're just imagining what's there, Joe Mackey. You know what I mean? That whole area is just there and open. We'll find it. It has stopped the show. Mm-hmm. All right, if you find it. Let me talk about Rihanna, and then you'll find it. I'm trying to remember what magazine it was in. But ex-NAACP leader Rachel Dolezal, remember her?
Oh, yeah.
The white woman who was saying that she was black.
And she didn't really back down from that point. Is a hero to Rihanna. Rihanna has an opinion few have publicly expressed since a scandal brought down Rachel there. About lying about her race. The singer is supporting Rachel Dolezal for a wildfire of conversation she ignited about racial perceptions. She said in an interview for Vanity Fair's latest cover, I think she was a bit of a hero because she kind of flipped on society a little bit. Is it such a horrible thing that she pretended to be black? 27-year-old Rihanna explained.
I don't know if it makes you a hero.
I don't think it makes you a hero. I think it's kind of a bad thing, yes.
Well, let's be honest. Rihanna's judgment has not proven to be terrific.
That's all you need to say about that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
She went back out with a guy who fucking beat the shit out of her. So her idea of who a hero is not particularly,
Good point. She did go back with Chris Brown for a little bit there. Yeah. Oh, man, we can't find those photos. What did the internet take them down for some reason? Whatever.
Where was it taken?
It was some magazine. It was a big thing for a little while. Maybe it was her butt. Go down a little bit. Yeah, that there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What do you think, Joe Mackey?
Well, she did not get her money's worth on those shorts.
What about the one on the left where the shorts are obviously gone and she's on all fours and it's from, we're looking at her face.
Oh, well,
But you can just imagine what's going on back there with that ass, right, Joe?
Well, it's just probably, a bit drafty. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could. I mean, sure.
I think they're great. I heard the Rage Against the Machine frontman said that they don't exist.
Yeah, that's a good view.
She's an attractive lady.
She sure is.
She always looks like she's tired, though.
Rihanna?
Yeah. Always looks like
that's a sultry look, Joe.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Those are bedroom eyes. Yeah.
I like ladies who look like they've had a couple of cups of coffee.
Wide awake, huh?
Yep. Ready to get to work.
Ready to get to work after a good night's sleep. Because they were a little tired. That means they were getting some things done in the middle of the night, right, Joe? Mm-hmm. That goes against your principles we learned earlier.
Well, like I say, I'm not trying to judge people or anything like that. It's just, teach their own.
You just do it differently.
Yeah.
Sure.
They threw away the mold.
What?
I'm just talking gibberish over here.
No.
Don't mind me.
Come on, Joe. Stop it. You're not. Perfect sense.
He is making perfect sense.
Yes, I didn't know you're a big science fan. I like it, too.
I like sci-fi and I like space. I'm disappointed that we haven't been to Mars yet.
Well, we're getting there.
Yeah, but it's frustrating what's happening with NASA right now because private companies are building... Oh, this is boring. This is probably bore your listeners. I don't know if Private companies are building... They're building, like, SpaceX is building a Falcon Heavy, a heavy lift rocket. And we really don't need to have NASA developing their own, but it's almost like a jobs program. We're putting money into this space launch system that we don't really need. We could have 2 launches with the SpaceX heavy rocket that could do the same thing. But I don't know. It just seems like there's no long-term plan. Every time a new president gets in, we're going to reset all the stuff that they were working at. There was the Ares and Constellation rockets under Bush. And once Obama became president, he's like, no, that's out. We're going to do this space launch system. And the next president's going to be like, you know what? This space launch system is costing a lot. And he'll cancel that.
So it'll be private industry that'll pretty much do it.
Probably, but it's also the starts and stops are a fortune. Like NASA will spend $1 billion and then cancel something.
Right.
And it's just,
Yeah.
It might be our best shot, though, private industry.
Yeah.
Taking over that whole thing.
it'll be cheaper anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, let them do it. Richard Branson's going up into space for space tourism.
That man's a genius. He sold people tickets to space when he doesn't have a spaceship yet.
Yeah.
Like, I could.
He's
that's
already collecting money, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's built, though, isn't it? They are test flying it.
It's test flying, but he's been selling this since 2007,
Yeah.
and it just keeps getting pushed back and back and back, and the one just crashed, so it's not. It's
Oh,
is this
right.
ever
What
gonna
happened?
work?
Did it?
I don't know if they ever figured out whether it was pilot error.
pilot
or
died, right?
Yeah, one of the two pilots died. If they found out if it was pilot error or mechanical problem.
I can't believe people I'm still scared of like commercial flights. You know, it's unbelievable. Some people who just, the idea of going to Mars to me is unbelievable.
Well, the Mars, once you're in space, it's probably safe because you're just moving at a consistent speed. You're not going to hit anything. How do you know there's no debris, though?
Yeah,
that's
what I'm
pretty
thinking.
ball. This guy, how do you know there's not like a fucking 30-foot rock flying through the air somewhere?
Something.
Or a pebble traveling at 18 kilometers a second.
Yeah, that would blow right through
Right.
the, as we say, fuselage.
Fuselage.
Yeah, a pebble would do it.
Yeah.
I forgot. We found the Buzz Aldrin clip. I think it's worth playing these guys. The dilly dally.
Oh,
It makes me laugh every time.
I don't remember hearing that. Yes.
Travis, have you got?
I hope I remembered it correctly. What kind of psychological testing, too? Like, there's got to be some intense stuff these guys have to go through for that type
Yeah,
of...
they were telling me that we got to rush out of here when I'm through to get to CNN. So let's not dilly-dally along if we're doing...
You got CNN to do, huh?
Yeah, well,
busy guy.
Because I was reading, I'm reading something about. I hate to dilly dally, but I'm reading something about how the psychological challenge. Jim.
I like whoever said busy guy right there. Was that you, Opie?
Brian Anthony.
That's hilarious. This is a busy guy. Just totally shut him down.
He is so ornery.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him every time, though.
Of course, Buzz Aldrin.
Not because what
American
he's done, just
icon.
because of what kind of person he is.
Yeah.
I find it great.
I would always be, pleasant to.
Of course, you got
it was very funny that he basically told me to shut the fuck up with my boring question.
Dilly dally.
He's told by the fucking guy who's done more for space than anybody on the planet.
He recognized that question had nothing to do with his book, and he shut it down.
He just didn't feel like getting into it right now. I was boring him.
He didn't want to dilly-dally.
He didn't want to dilly-dally. Get to the point. He basically wanted to say, get to the point, blinking radio nothing.
All right.
He was right. I was trying to sound smart with your questions.
Asking him a question about what it takes to be an astronaut such a waste of time for his space book.
Yeah. How could I be an astronaut? You got to work hard and go to school. Thank you, Buzz. Simple answers he wants.
Dilly dally is like old man. Shut the fuck up.
Of course it is.
We all know
Exactly. What happened? There was a Negro dilly-dallying. All right. I got it, Buzz. From the old school. Got it.
All right, why don't we take a break, regroup a little bit, get into some other things. We're hanging with Sam Morril, who's got a bunch of things happening.
Yeah, I got my album is 23rd on iTunes called Class Act. My special is on Comedy Central midnight on October 24th. I'm doing a show at the Village Underground to release it on the 13th. Joe's on it. A lot of great comics are on it. Village Underground 8:30 p.m. on October 13th.
Awesome.
And then a show in the festival in November. So look out for that.
Oh, good, man.
Look out for Sam Morril, very funny comic.
Yes.
And Joe Mackey just killing it for the first time on our show. Joe, what do you got going on? Seattle,
I'm at the Parlor this coming Thursday through Saturday, and October 21st, I'm at the casino in Sioux City, Iowa.
Are you a gambler, Joe?
I'll eat a convenience store hot dog, but that's as far as I'll go.
That's right.
Gambler.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm not much of a gambler.
Because you said it earlier that you're a bit on the cheap side, so that gambling doesn't entice
If
you.
a casino can afford to build a fake New York, the odds are probably against me winning money.
And you know that, so you'd rather keep your money.
Yeah, it's like, they're wasting time on this giant thing of fountains, so because that's how much money people lose. That corporations are like, you know what? We need a fountain that dances, a dancing fountain.
You're right.
Synchronized to music,
Yeah.
and lights. It's pretty impressive, though.
Yeah.
It really makes me want to go to Vegas. I got food poisoning in one hotel because I ate seafood, which is surprising that seafood wouldn't be fresh in a desert. Fucking dope I am. But I was really awful.
I hear they fly it in day of, though.
Yeah, that's what they. Well, of course they're going to tell you. They're not going to say, yeah, it's been here since last Thursday.
Right, we're just trying
They do tell you that, and I ate it, and they didn't fly it in day of.
How sick?
Unless it died of cancer. It was just sick to begin with.
How sick?
I was on the with my ex-girlfriend at the time. She had caught me dirty texting, and ooh, was she hot under the collar? So I'm like, let's go to Vegas, hon. I was on the I fucked up apology thing, and she was nice to me. I was vomiting and shitting for 24 hours, but it didn't ruin our trip. We went out. We it was like one night into the early the next night, so we still went out and had dinner the following night. But she was nice to me through.
Well,
I was terribly sick, though.
Multiple times per hour on the bowl?
Yes.
Oh, those are the
vomiting
worst.
terribly.
Those are the worst.
And it was the seafood. Too bad. It was a nice hotel. I don't even know if I got it from the hotel, but whatever.
All right.
I'll be in Irvine this weekend.
Starting Thursday night?
Come on out, gang. Now I'm stealing Colin Quinn's Twitter thing.
Thursday night or Friday?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. One show, two show, no shows.
There you have it. We'll be back.
We're back.
And Sam Morril and Joe Mackey for the first time on the show.
You're a little chilly, Joe. You put your jacket on. I was too.
Yeah, got a
My
little
sweatshirt on.
cold in here.
Yeah. Oh, Sam too. Oh, the whole gang is chilly.
A little nippy.
Instead of turning the heat up, we all put our coats on. How cute.
You're not nervous about your mom hearing this, are you, Joe?
Oh, it'll be okay. it'll blow over. You know,
Does she know that you've never had your cock sucked?
Oh, I just I don't think she liked me talking about stuff like my parents are kind of old school. Yeah.
My mom's pretty progressive. I don't think she wants to hear about me getting my dick sucked.
Yeah, I think that's across the board. I don't think the parents really want to know about that stuff. So I
probably
can
like to know
understand.
that he's sticking with the with the message though.
I can tell you this, Joe. Your next appearance will be much better. We won't grill you like this. We're just trying to get to know you.
I find it interesting. I think I see Joe. I know him. We've eaten together, but I've never knew any of this stuff about him. It's very interesting.
36-year-old virgin.
Well, it's tough to talk to. Like I see famous comics all the time, and like sometimes like, well, they probably don't want to be bothered. So it's like I don't want to. I see comics go up to famous guys, like especially younger, like amateur comics, and they try to like schmooze, and it's like I almost feel like it seems like they want something, and I don't want to be that guy. I mean, I was at the comic strip one time, and Chris Rock was in there, and this comic, I don't want to say his name, like, it's a bit of a social climber. It's like he wants
What's
to
his
get.
first name?
Oh, I can't even say that because you know who it was.
What's
But
his
like,
first initial? Is it?
it starts with a C. I mean, I'll write it on
Colin.
the No,
Colin Quinn.
You and Colin Quinn.
Hey, Chris, good job on SNL.
So it's like, I just feel like you should speak when spoken to a little bit until you're.
Yeah, I have the same mindset.
Yeah.
It's a guy. Don't bother. I try not to bother people that are way established in the game like that.
If you walk up to any comedian and say, "Hi, I'm 36 and I'm a virgin," they'll welcome you at their table. I want to hear your story.
But you don't want to just try to be on, and I don't know. Maybe it's more in my head than anything else. Maybe
comedians love when you go up and do bits to them. That's the best way to meet a
comic. I'll bring my notebook next time.
You walk right up, sit down next to a guy like Seinfeld, and go, it's a funny thing happened. I was running late in the damn subway. What's with these announcements? Can't even hear them. Jerry probably go crazy.
Have you ever noticed?
Yeah, Jerry, you ever notice how the mics aren't clear on the subway? You probably go, hey, I did, but that's a funny observation.
I think you're all right with your mom if she heard this.
Oh,
yeah, you're a good boy.
Yeah,
very dutiful boy.
We think you ate pussy, but you didn't really answer that question.
Yeah, mom knows you like it bald. That's fine.
Yeah, you did say that, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're either
That's
hygienic
fine.
or you're a
Mom
great
can
babysitter.
Why were you looking at what's her name, Demi Lovato's pictures? E-Rock, you have a problem with this?
No, not at all.
Oh, you think they're great, right?
No, I was saying screw Rihanna. Look at this thing that went over came up over the weekend.
She's thick.
Oh, she's hot, dude. Oh, she's fucking
Oh my God,
juicy.
that's a caboose.
That's a big one.
That's a nice deep crack.
That's a big one.
She's phenomenal.
She's very, very pretty.
Your nose would totally disappear in that rump.
Yeah, well, Jimmy does like a deep
nose.
Yeah.
All right, that's all right.
Fucking face first in that hiney. Holy mackerel.
Caboose, rump, and hiney. It's like the most adorable terms.
Yeah. Exactly.
Joe, would you get in that hiney there and give it a good cleaning?
Yeah. I would go on a date with her under the right circumstances.
Yes.
What are the right circumstances?
She says yes, or he has a gun. Those are the...
Well, I just can't be buried in the same cemetery. I think those are tattoos.
Wow, look at her. Look at how fucking wide her cheeks are. That's a deep crack.
I think you would get rid of your
Holy
virginity in that,
shit.
right there, Joe Mackey.
Who is she?
She's a very attractive lady.
She's a singer, pop singer.
That last one though, she's showering with her clothes on. It could not look less natural.
Look at how fucking wide the cheeks are. Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
You open that up, that crack just opens. She's sitting there and the cheeks are separated by about a good 9 inches. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What song does she sing?
I have no idea.
Mackey, you think you'll ever get in an ass? Oh, he reaches for water.
What part of a woman do you whack off looking at? Is it the ass? Is it the breast? Like, if you have to look at a sexual part in pornography, what is it? It's not just the face.
Yeah, what's your favorite part? To sexualize on a woman.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought about it all that much.
I know you like eyes and a nice face.
Oh,
You jerk off to a nice smile?
No, I
you a
can't.
boob
I just
man?
can't. I just don't want to talk about this kind of stuff because, oh boy, you
What's
guys
the
really
physical?
got me.
What's the physical feature on a gal that will most get your attention besides a face? The more sensual aspect.
Oh, I guess nice legs are great.
Sure.
Hairy legs or
Oh no, I like
nice and shaved,
yeah,
right?
Nice
and smooth.
You get some Nair and you take care of that.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know if they still make Nair. No, I'm not. I
Like feet.
feet are gross. I mean, I don't.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff I don't get that people.
You like a nice bottom on a girl?
Oh yeah, definitely, of course. A caboose. I mean, let's not use the.
What else don't you get? I heard that.
What don't you get?
Yeah.
Pussy.
Oh no, feet.
You don't
It's
get.
like, why would I be into feet?
I'm with you, Joe. I don't get. I don't get the
Everyone's
foot
got
fetish.
their thing. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I
But it's a
understand.
real thing.
Yeah, you
People
always
really get
I'll
off
like
on
try
that.
to like suck on a toe sometimes. I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like in theory it sounds great, and then you do it, and you're like, it's just a foot.
That's how I feel at dinner. Why am I doing this? When I'm sucking a foot, everything feels right. Then I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I did that.
It's like, and feet, like, my feet aren't that sensitive. I would just feel awkward if someone was.
Well, yeah, your guy's feet.
Eric, don't go anywhere. I didn't forget. We're going to the Mars thing in a second, but I want to make Joe Mackey sweat a little more.
I'm just curious as to what part of a girl
curious
you
about
look
you.
like. Do you look up big boob porn or oral porn? Or
You know-
there's gotta be
Good
something.
question. Good question.
Well, let's go with the presumption that I don't look up porn, but
Okay, if you did.
but if I did, I like, some guys they like thicker women, some guys like thin women. I really can find both attractive. I don't know if that's
Sure.
Some guys like,
Well, when is it too big? When is a woman too big for you, Joe?
Good question.
When a woman
Which
has
is considered handicapped?
giant, I don't like giant fake boobs.
Sure.
I agree.
I think it
I'm
just
with you again, Joe.
I can't get over that it's like there's like plastic
That's weird.
and they don't look the same shape as
You like nice,
boobs.
natural
Like,
teardrop breasts. Nice heavy ones.
You
I
like
don't-
you like a nice heavy breast?
fake boobs.
Weighty?
Fake boobs and fake lips don't look
Agreed.
anything close to real. Like why would they?
They look
why would
great
they
in a sweater, though, Joe.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I guess.
Just
I
keep
guess
the
so.
sweater on if you
Yeah.
ever come upon that.
What about like space themed porn?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh well. Oh, we can keep the studio cool here, guys, because it is heating up.
Now, Joe's probably likes violent porn. That's probably what I just want to say it. He probably likes the most fucking reprehensible porn. It's called puncher in the teeth porn. What? I've never heard of that. Joe's this nice guy, but he can't get off unless there's blood in the video.
Eric wanted to get in on the Mars discussion. Eric.
Oh, but he thinks you're talking about the engineer.
I was with you.
Wow.
We have an engineer named Mars.
Don't help him, Justin.
Even Travis. E-Rock's right. Let me just sit in it. E-Rock, Travis, when you make eye contact out of the other room.
I'm here to help.
Eric?
You were talking about the space stuff and private industry. You got to check out Elon Musk and SpaceX and everything he's doing.
I don't know who he is. I've seen the name.
Invented the Tesla, the electric car.
Yeah, he's a Tesla guy.
He made a ton of money off of PayPal.
Wow.
Really? Sold it.
Probably from me.
And now he's worth billions, and he started Tesla. He's got a solar power company, and he's got SpaceX.
Solar power.
He's also trying to make the Hyperloop in California. It creates a vacuum, and you can just shoot a vehicle very quickly in a vacuum.
Wait, so he started he invented PayPal? And then sold
I
it?
believe it was PayPal.
And he made billions, not millions, billions off that.
Yeah, around $1 billion.
So wait, a Hyperloop would suck. It's common like the thing that they would use in the bank.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. To send to courier the package to the teller.
This would be an air-free thing that sucks your car through, or sucks another vehicle through.
It has like a subway train inside. You suck all the air out. It creates a vacuuming, and with no air resistance, you can shoot something really, really quickly.
Oh, but in the train you have air.
So, in the train you have air.
Sure. Okay.
But
what does
the
that do
tube that it travels in is.
What does that do to the human body, though?
Well, you're in a pressurized cabin,
like being in space.
So you're fine.
You won't feel it, really?
No.
How far along is this type of test?
50 feet. This seems like a big waste of money to go 50 feet quickly.
You got to wait an hour, though.
Yeah.
They're trying to build prototypes, but it's probably decades off. But he's trying to do that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I wish we had just had better trains like they have elsewhere.
Yeah.
That would be a good start.
The bullet train's not even attractive anymore, though. You want to get into the new technology.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this cabbie, by the way, mentioned the bullet train last night. And we were driving, and he goes, yeah, you know, the Japan, because our technology, those Japanese, they got trains that go 1,500 miles an hour. I'm like, really? And this is when I really got interested in the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, they do? And he goes, yeah. And we're blah, blah, blah. And then a minute later, I'm like, so how fast those things go? Like 350 miles an hour? And he goes, yeah, I don't know. But I mean, they make our trains look slow. It's 200 miles an hour. That's how fast they go.
It's a big difference.
It's a tremendous difference.
The train goes Mach 2 and
Yeah.
fly off the track in like the slightest curve.
Yeah, he was basically saying that trains go faster than planes, almost twice as fast as planes.
Ridiculous. What else about Elon?
Well, he was on Stephen Colbert last week, and he was also talking about how he could re-terraform Mars to make it livable like Earth. He wants to launch nuclear bombs in the atmosphere above Mars on the polar caps to cause a greenhouse effect and rejuvenate the atmosphere so we can use the planet.
Something sounds wrong with that. Something flawed.
You think?
Yeah, there's nuclear bomb stuff in the air.
Yeah.
Great atmosphere.
How are you going to bring that shit in?
He
Yeah.
wants to use the bombs to make sort of like a second sun to help melt everything on the planet, and eventually it'll...
How long is that going to take?
I have no idea.
Well, that's good. At least
a few months, I think.
Talk about fucking with nature. New nuclear weapons to melt it. What did he fucking see that Total Recall?
Or worked with Genesis in Star Trek 3.
Oh, he's a dope, this guy.
He's a dope worth billions.
He's worth $13 billion.
He's a rich dope. Stop it.
So
Big
now
deal. PayPal. He helps me jerk off online. Thank you, Elon.
Now he's just having fun with the space. He
Well,
loves the space.
he's trying to fund everything possible to get to Mars, to do everything he wants to do. Right now, his SpaceX program is the rockets are delivering stuff to the Space Center, and he said in about 2-3 years he can shuttle astronauts to and from the planet to the space station, and then he wants to do all this Mars stuff.
Wow.
That's. I'm sure he'll get some of this stuff done, right? How old is he? Is he a younger guy?
17.
I think he's
17.
in his 40s.
40s. All right. Very good.
44.
44.
Wow, 13 billion at 44. Oh, I'd get into a little trouble with that money.
What else is going on today?
I don't know. I'm just thinking what I would do with $13 billion.
What would you do?
I don't know. I would literally, no, really? You think I'd be here for $13 billion? I would buy this place and then just do my own show every day of nothing. 5 minutes of nothing, 23 hours and 55 minutes of silence.
Would you keep this whole complex? all these floors and stuff?
Yes, I
But you would
would.
kick everyone out?
No, I would actually keep it as it is, and I would just walk through once in a while.
Yeah.
And I'd pull down my pants, and I would just take a shit in the floor in front of everybody, and then let them sue me. Just 200,000.
You could do that so much cheaper with just Periscope. I'm not going to talk anymore.
Oh, please, it's wonderful.
I don't know what else is going on out there, really.
Well, we're all just chit-chatting.
Yeah, sure.
We're all just enjoying each other's company, I think. That's what's important.
Well, since ISIS is fake, nothing.
Yeah, and there's nothing to be afraid of anymore.
No.
Isn't it silly how people just don't want to believe? Like, I could almost understand if you have a moon landing thing, or even 9/11 or JFK. Those are popular conspiracies. But to think that ISIS doesn't exist, and that reporter's head wasn't cut off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Say that to the family's face.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's dead.
I think they completely believe.
Plus, we were bombing those countries before ISIS.
Yeah.
I mean, if Al-Qaeda existed, I think the Iraq War was a bad idea, but still, I mean, we didn't have to invent ISIS to drop bombs on Yemen and the Middle East, or I don't know, the whole argument doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, it's just silly goose-ish.
Yes.
It is.
What is this video? Japanese man sets room ablaze, catches it all on internet live stream.
Yeah.
What is this? What was he trying to do?
The big oops.
You want to see a big oops, Joe Mackey?
Let's have a look-see.
All right, let's have a look-see. Yes. Oh, it's 11 minutes.
10個でしょ佐賀さんがあれ舞台来てるで10個でしょでこれがなんかね 100円ぐらいで売ってた永久マッチジッポみたいなそんな感じこれよくわかんないんだけどこれ
Do you guys understand this?
Yeah.
Are
you having a stroke? Of course we understand this.
All right, we're going to move ahead.
Yeah, please.
Oh, it's 11
He's
minutes.
smoking a cigarette, and he's going to set his living room on fire.
What is he trying to do?
How do you read that writing up there? It just seems
ここ
impossible.
になんかあれがついてるよケが
I don't know. We're just listening to a Japanese guy. We don't need the volume for this.
Why would you make writing so complicated? Why would you make your quote letters so complicated?
The fire just started.
What was he doing?
Was he just trying to light a match to smoke?
Sounds like a little girl's voice.
Of course, why
This is
wouldn't
the
it?
kinkiest porn ever.
Everything on the desk is in flames.
Behind him, he
He has
can't
no
even see
idea.
it.
Well, it has no clue yet. What is he doing with his feet?
I don't know. Oh, it's his girlfriend.
Now he's trying to put out the fire.
What the hell?
It's a garbage bag that's completely on fire.
He moves it behind him.
Yeah.
Against
Is
the
this
wall.
fake or real?
He's not panicking, so
He's trying to put it out.
with a big box.
That's always the best way to put out a fire. Cardboard.
Why isn't he panicking though? That
I don't
makes-
know. Maybe he's trying, and he's dabbing it out. Get some water, you dope.
Now he runs out of the room. Now
Yeah.
it's completely out of
And he
control.
closes the door. That's good.
Yeah, that's.
The cardboard.
It's just on. It's his girlfriend. She's like, your house is burning.
He ran out of the room, and now the fire's getting really bad. And she's just watching this through.
What
her
did he leave
cam.
the house? How about you get a big fucking?
What is he doing? The fire's completely out of control now.
Oh my god.
It's like 6 feet tall.
Fast forward through this. This is
Wait, here he
bullshit.
comes, here he comes.
All right, is he finally coming back?
Yeah.
It has one pan of water.
A small pan of water.
He was out of the room
pretty
for
big
3
place, so
minutes.
that's
Yeah, what did he go
That
borrow
forward.
it? He ran down to Costco and bought one.
The smoke is filling
Good
the room.
improv, Jim.
He keeps coming back with just a little. Now he found a bigger pan of water,
Okay.
and that didn't do the job.
Oh boy, that fire is still raging. You can only see the glow of it.
Yeah.
But why is his fucking room is a smoky mess?
Oh my God! He doesn't even know how to throw water
No,
properly on the
he's
fire.
just kind of throwing it, and he is really in panic mode now.
Yeah,
He's sort of missing the fire.
and now the room is completely smoked out.
Oh, this is awesome. Poor fucking bastard.
Yeah.
Dummy.
And that's it?
Yeah,
He
that's
tried to
about
put it out with four
What happened?
4 pans of water?
No, that was kerosene.
Oh. And then
The smoke is filling the room.
now he had to bail. He had to bail on the whole situation.
That his house burned. Wow, that sucks.
What does the story say? Eric, read that for me. What do we got?
12-minute video viewed by more than 4 million people. After using lighter fluid to refuel the lighter, he wipes away excess fluid with tissues.
Oh, it was lighter fluid.
Placed
Okay.
it into a basket beside him. Unfortunately, the man then attempts to light a match, but accidentally sets the entire matchbox on fire, and from that moment, chaos ensues.
He dropped the match into a lighter. Oh, lighter fluid tissues, which went up. Oh, that's why it was so bad. He moved the ignited bag to the opposite corner, and he created an even bigger blaze because he tried to snuff it out with water, cardboard boxes, and a blanket. A blanket? Jesus Christ! What a fucking bad idea. Then he cut up some newspapers. He finally.
He just has to bail on the whole situation. This is how this ends.
Wow. What a dope. I still think it might be fake, but I guess it wasn't.
There was a little girl's voice in there, though.
Yeah, that was on the
like
computer.
a robotic voice to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robotic.
Yeah, robotic.
How do you know?
It sounded like a robotic voice.
It sounded fake, the voice.
Or he was talking to somebody.
Like, run, there's a fire. Something like that.
I love the last sentence in the story. It is unknown if anyone was injured in the fire. That's some great reporting right there.
More important for it to go
it's
viral.
It's more important that there was this hilarious guy
Why don't you call the fire department? They'll tell you if anyone was injured in this fire. I don't know. A lot of strange videos come out from Japan and stuff. I question all of them.
Yeah, so many of them are fake, I think. So many of these weird moments we see are just fake. It's like the moon landing.
And then we don't speak their language, so then we can't really follow along to see if their acting's bad.
How do you try to put out a fire with a fucking cardboard box and a blanket? I don't know. Like, there's nothing on earth worse. He also went out and got some dry leaves. It's a fucking... Wow. The fighter shit on himself?
Yeah.
What?
Was this UFC?
No.
Okay. MMA.
It's a smaller looking octagon.
MMA fighter gets choked out and shits himself. We'll put all these videos up on our stuff.
He's getting pounded, ground and pound.
Hammer-fisted, basically.
These are not the... Oh, boy.
He's out.
I love that there's a pop-up ad for Tony Bennett during this.
Yes.
Speaking of shit.
Yeah, speaking of that. Oh, no. Oh, it's dripping in the ring.
It's dripping out of his shorts.
How embarrassing. It's dripping.
I think the ref said, I ain't dealing with that. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yep.
He waved it off like, I ain't dealing with that.
And they're all, people are looking in the...
He's leaving a trail.
Oh, no.
Little puddles.
Should maybe stop circling the ring.
In that moment, he's like, where do I go? There's shit coming out of me. I'm in a light-colored, floored, round circle in front of 15,000 people.
There's at least 12 spots.
Dude, it's liquid shit leaking, and he's walking in circles going, oh, God, please let there be a drain I can stand over until it stops.
It takes him a very long time to get away.
Because he's stunned, too. He just got knocked out.
He got knocked out.
Do you need to submit? Yes.
Oh, my...
Oh, my God, I'm going to throw up, she says, yeah.
There's a lot of shit she's doing.
Close up.
Oh, God. It looks like his intestines flew out.
Yeah. The guy's walking down the hall.
He's just got to go. Yep, I got to go to the back.
Just got to walk by the hot ring girl.
Excuse me.
Look at the back of his pants. Wait. It's down his legs.
Walks out.
Oh, no, he's going to walk all the way through the audience. It's small.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Joe, you never shit your pants, right?
No.
Good for you.
I never fought in a cage either, but I'll tell you. Oh,
God, that's fucking embarrassing.
Those
You
guys.
can see it in the beginning of the video when he's, it only has 955,000 views. He turns over, you can see the butterscotch colored light shit. That's because he has on dark, like black shorts, which would be perfect for a shit, but not that kind.
It fell out of his shorts.
I shat my pants once. I was in second grade, and I was just stuck in horrible traffic on the school bus, and I just went. And some kid's like, did you shit your pants? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, no, you didn't. And then he grabbed my butt and felt it. And he goes, oh, shit.
Yeah, why would he grab your butt?
I think he thought I was a liar.
Look at that screen cap.
Why would you make that up?
He was already shitting his pants before he got choked out.
Yeah,
as he was getting choked out, his little
Probably
tummy.
was sick to begin with.
His little tummy was getting squeezed in the turn. He shit his pants.
Bad seafood at the casino.
Yeah, his little tummy was upset. I remember in third grade, I had such a crush on this girl, Kelly, and I had shit my pants brutally, and I had sat in it, so it was like cold and matted against my underwear and little hiney. And she goes, we were all standing waiting to leave, and she goes, did you go poops in your pants? And it's the first time I ever tried sarcasm. I was like, yeah.
Did it work?
No, because we all knew I was telling the truth.
Yeah.
I had brutally shat my... One time I was walking to school, and I was on Newton Street, which is where Bill D'Angelo lived, one of my best friends growing up. And I had to shit, so I was stiff leg walking, and I pinched off a little piece, and it rolled down my leg, and I kicked it out my pants, and Bill saw it, and we all laughed.
We all laughed.
It's like, dude, I shit my pants a lot.
What was your plan if it wasn't a little piece?
Yeah.
I didn't mean for it to come out, dude. I was just turtling. I hated to shit at people's houses. I have weird duty issues. And the piece broke off. As I was holding it in, I didn't get it far enough. You know what I mean? I was trying to get on the elevator, like the elevator doors closed, and chop the head of the old shit off, and it rolled down my leg. Thank God it was solid. End of story.
Yeah, because if it wasn't, then you would have felt silly.
Yeah, I would have felt really bad to post that one piece rolling down my leg.
Rolling,
Yeah,
rolling.
I would hold in shits for hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll shit anywhere.
Yeah, I wish I had.
You'll shit anywhere, right, Joe? Come on. You're not that crazy with your germs, are you?
Yeah, I think you just gotta own it sometimes. Like, it's.
I don't mean in your pants. I'm just saying there's people around here that have to go home to take a dump, and I'll go to the Port Authority bathrooms. I'll
shit if I have to, but I try not.
I've done subway bathrooms. I've done Penn Station bathrooms. I'm proud.
He's gotten laid a lot.
I'm proud. I'm proud.
Yeah, all those Penn Station. If it's stainless steel, it's not a good place.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Stainless steel does not equal. It's a prison or a subway or a bus stop.
Yeah, they know people are going to take their anger out on their toilets, right?
Port Authority is still just so shitty, too. It's just such a shitty place.
The whole building is so terrible. You can't just, if you want to go to the first floor to the third floor, you walk up one flight of stairs. Then you have to walk to a separate wing to get up another flight of stairs. There's no, staircase that goes the whole way up. It's like over here and then over here.
Why would they want you wandering around that place?
I don't know. I think it saved space. But
they do that in, clothing stores and stuff because they want you to see stuff.
Yeah.
So they force you to walk all the way across to get to the next escalator. Department stores and whatnot.
That's
not at the Port Authority. No one wants to be there longer than they have to.
It was finished in 1950, and a lot's changed since then. So it's so woefully out of date.
Wait, you take a lot of buses out of there?
Yeah. They call me the bus king down there. There he is, the bus king.
They know you.
Yeah, I'm there all the time because...
Who calls you the bus king?
All my friends down at the bus station.
You know some of the people.
What a terrible nickname.
No, but
what a terrible sentence. All my friends down at the bus station.
I spend a lot of time there.
The Greyhound crew.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Everyone does. Cramden, Mr. Marshall.
Where are you taking buses?
The Up on Pond Express people.
But the waiting rooms, the where you wait for your bus, they flow into each other. So, because there's not enough space for the amount of people that are taking the buses. So, you don't know what line you're getting into, and then people get mad. They're like, oh, you're cutting. And it's like, well, no, it's an oval. I just got into the oval. No one knows what the heck's going on. But
yeah,
it's just like we were talking about the public transportation either. They haven't built any kind of tunnel under the Hudson River in decades. So there's all kind of bridges over the East River, but you've got the Lincoln Tunnel, the Holland, and the GW, and the PATH train. But there's no subway to Jersey. They really ought to just extend the PATH to Secaucus or something, or the 7 train to Secaucus or something.
Too much money.
Too much money, but
those projects cost way too much these days.
If you did that, the real estate value would skyrocket. You'd imagine you could make it up in taxes pretty quick.
Well, that's a great point. The real estate would go
through the roof.
If the 7 train went to fucking... They were extending it to the west side now.
Yeah.
They just went to 34th Street or something?
All the way to 10th Avenue or 11th Avenue.
So maybe their plan is to, see how that goes and maybe keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know who pays for that, though. That's a lot of money.
It's billions. Those projects are billions now.
Yeah.
Too bad. There was something... where do you take the buses to? Gigs?
Oh, I take it into the city all the time. It's...
I see what you're saying.
Real convenient, yeah. To and from. I used to have a day job, too, so I'd have to go.
What did you do?
I worked for Viacom and Human Resources.
Oh, my God. You were a Human Resources guy?
Well, I did mostly paperwork.
What was the biggest complaint that would come through?
people, it was the biggest complaints always pay issues. I didn't get paid this week, which makes perfect sense. People, want to get paid.
Oh, that makes, but how about like stuff like, my boss told a joke he shouldn't have told, or this guy was sexually harassing me?
Or upskirts.
I was lucky not to have to deal with that. I would have to deal with, like, why do I have to bring my ID again, to work, it's stuff like that. I was more of a paperwork guy. I didn't have to deal with sexual harassment or all the trouble.
But when someone got fired, then you were taking care of the paperwork.
Oh yeah, I had to do that.
What? You didn't have to tell them.
I did not have to tell them. I would be terrible at that. Some people are like, yeah, I can do it. They're like, veterans of Vietnam or something. They've seen it all. Like, nothing phases them. But to me, I'm just not good at talking to people like that. I don't like the confrontation. I don't like the... It's hard giving someone bad news. The only time I ever had to do anything like that was when we had a big layoff right after the financial crisis. I had to tell people they had to go talk to human resources, and where they had to go to talk to human resources. And, most people were like, wow, this must suck for you. I'm like, no, it's like, this is much harder for them because they were losing their jobs at a terrible time to get a job. Most people are really friendly when there's a problem like that, which is great.
Did you ever meet Sumner Redstone?
I never did. The employee said he used to come by a lot, but never when I was there. He's still going. I mean, that guy is
92 or 93,
something like that.
Isn't he going through a divorce or something? Where there's like a couple of younger women fighting over his money or some breakup or something?
Much more interesting than Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a picture of him.
92 years young.
Yeah, he likes these women. Like his girlfriend's like 50 or 40 or so. 50.
Yeah, he's 50 years old, and he talks openly about his sex life. I think he worked on the Enigma machine in World War II. He's a brilliant guy.
Did he really?
Yeah, and he took Viacom was a billboard company, and he took it into through merger and acquisition and made it an empire.
I have a problem with his stats. He's 92 years old, and he's still worth $5.1 billion. You would think if you made it to 92, you'd be worth maybe you leave about $1 million left at that point. Why would you still be worth $5.1 billion?
Who knows how much he spent, though?
Oh, that's a good point.
You don't know how much he's going through. He may say to a girl, hey, you're cute. Jerk me off. I'll give you $100,000.
Right? Like it's nothing.
What? Jerk me off now. $100,000. And he pulls
in cash. Here it is.
Yeah, well, there was a guy who was one of his drivers who was doing interviews about him or something. I think it was a temporary driver. I read something. The guy, which I don't like when people kind of come out and say that stuff.
Yeah.
We got to have them sign non-disclosures.
Yeah.
But very interesting to...
He had some stories about him, huh?
Yeah.
Well, didn't Johnny Carson's lawyer...
We interviewed him, Henry Bushkin.
Oh, I thought... Wouldn't that be attorney-client privilege?
That's what I wondered, yes.
It was so odd to me that...
Opie and Anthony weren't here that day. You guys were both out that day for whatever reason. I decided to do the show because I think one of you guys was taken off and one of you guys was... I don't remember. But I did it with someone, and we interviewed Bushkin, and then we had Tom Arnold that day.
Oh, wow. How was Bushkin?
He was good. Tom Arnold was amazing.
Yeah,
that was the first time I ever interviewed Tom. But yeah, Henry Bushkin, I was surprised that he was able to tell that stuff too. Lawyer. Here's how you know you're getting old: when your fucking tie goes 9 inches beneath your fucking pants. That's the sign of age.
Oh my man!
Why do you still color your hair at that age? Who gives a shit?
Why don't you just put your pants lower?
You're not fooling anybody.
Yeah, why do they pull their pants up so high?
I don't know what happens to old people, but when you look like a doddering fool. Because he's gonna hold in two hands. He's holding his hands with a security guy and this girl.
He's a very powerful man, but he's getting up there now.
When your hands are shiny, it's another sign that you're getting old.
How do you buy pants that you can pull up that far?
I don't understand it.
I don't know. Go to that other video there.
It's the world's tiniest shirt ever.
Yeah, it's an awful shirt.
It really is bad. What is this? Apartment is flood?
This is from the South Carolina flood coverage.
Sure.
They asked a woman about what she went back to save.
Okay.
So here we go.
Fortunate way, I said, did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
I grabbed nothing but two Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy, and we left. That's it. I tried to grab some other things, but they wasn't even worth it.
As well, I mean, and you're smiling about it now, but for people who are watching these images on scene, I mean, I just so appreciate your heart, because I think that what you're saying is like, we're alive, this is all I had time to get, and this is where we are.
That's all I had. That's all I had. I can't worry about it. That's worldly thing.
Totino's Pizza and her dog.
Grab 2 pizzas and a dog?
2 frozen pizzas and a dog.
She doesn't know if her house is going to be okay?
She loves pizza.
That's great product placement, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. The pizza must be really good.
Or really bad. She figures she could float on them. Wow, that's really that's a sign that you don't have a lot of possessions.
No.
What was the most valuable thing you have? Well, I love my dog, and then there's either my furniture, my photographs of my family, or the 2 frozen pizzas. All right, well, I up for the pizzas.
She also named the pizzas before she did the dog. I went for 2 frozen pizzas and then the dog.
Yeah.
Follow-up question. Do you have any more dogs in there?
That's true. And do you have any children in there? Yeah. I forgot my baby.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what I'd say if I had to.
Well, she just lost everything, and she's probably not thinking straight, and they throw a camera in her face.
That's true.
It's
What's worth saving in the end?
My signed picture with Black Sabbath is the most important thing.
That's what you would grab?
Yeah. I think so. Or my Richard Pryor autograph.
I can't think of one thing I would actually want to grab.
Or my Kinnison autograph.
That's good, too.
Oh, wow. Did you got them personally?
Yeah. I met Pryor once, and I met Kinnison once when I was doing open mics in 1990.
Wow.
Kinnison would do the big room at Rascals, and it was a comedy club in New Jersey, and we would do the bar out, like attached to the big room. We did the open mic. It was Tuesday night, and Sam was doing the big room, and the owner brought him out, and he talked to like 3 or 4 of us. And I got an autograph from me, and I got on a napkin, and I got one from my buddy Tyler, who I think came to the show with me. I don't remember, but yeah, he just wrote Jim, and then he wrote like a scream out. And then he signed it.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I get Carlin, yeah, he's dead now too. He filmed one of his HBO specials. I was in the audience. And I lied. I hadn't done comedy. This was like 1989. And I told the guy because I wanted to be a comedian. So I told the guy, one of his guys, I'm like, I want to meet George. Are you going to come out? And he goes, no. I'm like, well, can I come back and meet him? He's like, no. I'm like, well, I'm a comedian. And he's like, come on. And he took me back.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
And I lied, and I got to meet him, and he was really nice.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I want to show my Sam Kinison picture.
Yeah, Opie took a picture, actually.
Way back in the day.
Yeah.
That's like,
Opie was doing ads for women's sweaters back then.
it was the Cosby years.
Yeah.
I was just starting in radio. I don't even think I was 20, maybe 22.
Was the book Brother Sam? Do you know? Because I
didn't read it.
His brother Bill wrote it, and I've heard that
it's an amazing read.
It's an amazing book, but I've heard later that a lot of it was made up.
Like what part? Really? I love that book.
Because his friend, what's the name of the guy?
Carl LeBeau.
Carl LeBeau, on the interview, said a lot of it was just bullshit.
Like what was bullshit?
I don't know. I have no idea, but I think just a lot of the stories were just fabricated or.
You hear the Carl LeBeau story?
What?
Like Carl LeBeau
about
raised a kid?
The kid, yeah.
And it turns out it was Sam Kinnison's the whole time.
Swing, yeah.
And he had to pay still?
And then he was trying to say, hey, man, I don't want to pay anymore. I still love her as my own, but this cost me a fortune. And it turns out, I'm not the biological father. So he was trying to get a break, I think, on the child support. But supposedly that story is as true as it gets.
There was that legendary story about Kinnison.
And he didn't know. Sorry.
Do you remember that book, the story where he would swing, his wife and he would swing, and he fucked some other guy's wife, and he came instantly, and you just had to listen to a guy fuck his wife in the other room for like 5 hours.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's must be the worst.
How embarrassing. And you want to just call it off?
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's.
After 5 minutes.
What are we doing? Guy's just getting a good use out of your wife. He's fucking getting his money's worth. He won't come.
You almost done in there, honey?
Guy's sticking in her ass, and he just keeps going.
He just can't get it done.
He's one of those guys that can just keep going after he comes. My buddy growing up was like that. He said he would fuck and then just keep going for a second one.
Wow.
His dick wouldn't go soft.
That's for the young, Joe. That's why you got to get in there sooner than later. You're
That's true.
You're going to lose a lot of tricks.
Yeah. Your dick is going to be a fucking piece of wilted macaroni by the time you get to use it.
By the time you do it. You're still young enough. You can get 6 or 7 done in one night, Joe. Imagine that.
Yeah. So what else did you do besides Viacom?
I worked at a supermarket. That's a brutal place to work. The margins are so low, and you're just constantly dealing with customers that are unhappy because it's your food.
How hard is it to be? It's a supermarket.
Well, you want food.
I've never been unhappy. Every once in a while, you get something like, I got to bring this back. But
say you don't have enough cashiers on They blame.
Okay.
They're like, you guys need to open up more stuff. I'm like, I'm the cashier. I don't make those decisions, you know?
That's like when comics yell at the crowd for being small, and there's like the people that came out, they're like, yeah, we don't fucking know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're the good people. Like,
Yeah, we came to see you.
Yeah,
Go find those people. They might be outside somewhere.
You don't know the price of something? There's 60,000 things that change price every week. And how could you possibly know the price? It's just, anything that people can complain about, they do, and you interact with the customers so much when you're working in a supermarket because they have to, you have to talk to them at the end, where it's like a lot of jobs you don't see the customer that much or as many customers as you see. So it's a brutal job and it's tough to get.
Did you like when they would come up with coupons?
I didn't mind, but there's those they call them extreme couponers. And a lot of them, they started to come around our store and they had a system. They'd go to the new cashier and they would take coupons for, they were for a larger size and they would try to use it for a smaller size.
Oh, Joe.
And it was just a big to-do. And yeah.
It's a regular Danny Ocean right there.
Oh,
yeah, my God almighty. What's next?
Oh, but it's a tough job, and
I did it many years ago in ShopRite or Stop and Shop, but I don't remember it. I hated it.
You were a cashier.
Yeah, Bradley's
Did not know that.
And now they got the robot machines, the self-scanning machines. So
huge fan, Joe.
Love them.
I like them too.
Self-checkout is the greatest invention ever. Don't have to deal with all that nonsense with the cashiers that are forced to ask all those questions.
It's quicker too, because usually the people go with the big orders to the cashiers, but sometimes they don't even have enough people working at the self-scanning machines. I find, but I don't know.
I just love hearing that noise. Just scanning your stuff. It's all nice.
Because it's getting done.
Everything's getting done.
I like doing those too. I'm in and I'm fucking out.
Love them.
Eventually stores will have no employees in them. It'll just be you. And there'll be a machine you can talk to.
Yeah. But then how do you get out of the store? Maybe you got to prove, I don't know.
You just walk out. They'll all be scanned. Everything will be scanned. It'll know if you pay for it.
Maybe you sneak an orange or two in your bag. How would they know that on the way out? Maybe the weight of things.
It's probably worth the not having to pay all those employees.
So they'll let you take an orange every once in a while.
How many oranges can you get in your pocket? Not that many.
Yeah, I would rather have somebody steal an orange a day than fucking, pay health insurance.
Yeah.
Somebody who smokes.
Well, I think we did it, guys. Joe Machi, really a pleasure to meet you finally.
Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Great first appearance. We'd love to have you back.
Definitely.
You're going to be in Seattle this weekend?
Yep. Parlor in the Bellevue.
Anything else you want to promote?
No, I think we're good. Go see the show I'm doing for Sam's album release party at the Village Underground.
October 13th. That's 8:30 p.m. A lot of good comics on it.
That's a week from today.
Yeah.
And what else, Sammy?
I got the album coming out on October 23rd. It's called Class Act. And my special is Comedy Central, midnight on October 24th, Saturday night. So tune in.
Do you think the Knicks have a shot? Are you just wearing the shirt? Or
no, I like the teams. Yeah, I still root for the Knicks, but no, they're.
Where are you at with Carmelo Anthony?
I'm not a huge fan of his, but I mean,
either.
He's a huge talent, but he's not a team player.
Thank you, and that's what wins championships. When Jordan figured that out, that's when he started winning everything. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. Also, Jordan played great defense. I don't. He's not my type of guy, really. But
I'm a big Charles Oakley guy.
I loved Oakley. That team was the shit.
They should have won something, don't you think?
Oh, it hurts. It hurts thinking about Ewing. The fact that Ewing didn't get one is a shame because he was so great. But
so that means his whole career was a waste of time.
I don't think so.
He's a good actor. He's in The Exorcist Part 3.
If you're a superstar athlete, you come away with nothing. I feel like it's pretty much a waste of time.
It's like Dan Marino. It just sucks because it sucks for a guy like Dan Marino commentating these games or he's got to talk about who's better, and it's all based on rings, and he knows he didn't get a ring, and we all know, he's a great player. But
it's the first thing everyone says. It's not the 50,000 yards. It's he didn't win any Super Bowls. It's
and a lot of it's your team. I mean, it's a team game. It's not
You ever hear of Mark Duper?
No.
The receiver.
Yes, he was one of the Marx brothers. Mark Clayton, Mark Duper.
Oh, I was just kidding.
They called them the Marx Brothers?
Yes, they did. Both named Mark.
And Sam, obviously, we love you on the show as well. Jim Norton's going to be at the Improv in Irvine, California this weekend, starting Thursday night.
Yeah, anybody who's interested has probably got tickets already, so I'm just being redundant at this point. But So I'll see all 40 of you there.
No, and it's going to do very well. And I guess that's it. We'll see. Anything we need to promote? Who's on tonight? Rich and Bonnie, right?
Rich and Bonnie.
My wife hates me tonight on this channel live at 7 p.m. And then, of course, Sam Roberts on at 9 o'clock. So keep listening to the channel throughout the day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.